You are now listening to the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hey, welcome back to Thursday Nights Reconnected here on the first Thursday of the month with Dr. Will Dodson. What's going on, Mr. Will?
I'm dealing with this stuff.
Gonna be that kind of night, huh?
Looks like it.
What a way to start the show. Will is gone already. First off, one of the things that we definitely wanted to say is hearts going out to everybody that was affected by the hurricanes. Friends in North Carolina going through a lot. Obviously, a lot of us that are in the physical media space know that Orbit DVD was hit pretty hard in their city, and Orbit DVD is fine. They were on the high ground, as they have reported to everybody, and their website will be open fully again tomorrow. Will is back after deleting himself. Hello, sir.
Yeah, I want to give a special shout out to Orbit. Just a few days after the flooding, I got a shipping notification from Orbit, and I was like, guys, it's okay. Take your time. I'm just glad you all came through.
Yeah, they've been working day and night to get a lot of stuff out still, even though literally like parts of their actual city are never going to be the same again, literally. Everybody's saying that you look particularly young tonight. So what's your secret, Will?
Preservatives.
And lots of them. How's everything been in the last month?
It was a big month, dude. You want to hear some stories? Well, I mean, there's like all kinds of atrocities.
Well, other than the atrocities, let's hear some good stories.
Like stuff that I did. Okay, so I'm gonna share some pictures. We're having some picture time. We're gonna pretend like nothing bad's been happening.
Sweet.
Because I got to do something kind of cool. So let's see if this is gonna work. Share screen. Is that? You see that?
I think it might, yeah. You want me to bring that up?
Oh, can I not do it?
You can.
I can do it.
Okay.
Hey, look at
that. What's going on here?
That's me and Celeste. I got to go meet Celeste in person. Very tall. And we had delightful vegetarian, vegan food at One More Taco, and then we went to a heavy metal concert.
You say it so proper.
Let's see if it'll allow me. Stop sharing and then share screen. So we went to Dark Days, Bright Nights Festival in Richmond, Virginia, which is a bunch of what I think the kids call these days screamo bands.
From what I can tell, those were not screamo. They were mostly death metal.
No. There was like Thou, and then hardcore bands like Soul Glow.
Yeah.
But the band that I was really excited to see was this band.
Did you see this? We have somebody in the chat ask, no CVS pictures?
This is Habak. Can I make that play?
You should be able to.
Well, let me see what happens if I do.
You're real great at this technology thing, by the way.
Shut up, dude. All right. You get the idea.
I can still hear it through your speaker.
You have to do so much stuff. So that's Habak from Mexico. And they were so great. They were so great. And after the show was over, I'm so stupid. After the show was over, I was like, oh, I want to go get a picture with the band, get a t-shirt. And so I go up there and the band had kind of scattered. Right. And only the vocalist, Alejandra, was there. And so I wanted to say, hey, I thought I really liked what I thought you really put it eloquently in your kind of discussion of border politics and Palestine. And I really wanted you to know that, I have a lot of respect for your expression. But what I ended up saying was like, oh, you guys are really good. And so I got like the creepiest picture of all time. This looks like her last known photo before disappearing.
Your face.
I'm such a lumbering oaf. Like I didn't want to get in her space. And she's like, you can put your hand on my shoulder. And I was like, oh God, I don't know if I want to do that. But yeah, so that's what happens. I went and I got to hang out with Celeste. We had a delightful time, and we went to. I stood on my feet for 6 bands, which was hilarious.
That's a lot when you're approaching this age, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other thing I did this month that was really cool is I had brunch with the author Joseph Madry, whose new book, The Soul of Wes Craven, will be the definitive biography. I'm telling you, this book, even if you're not a fan of Wes Craven, this book is amazing. Word is we're going to have him on the channel for an interview pretty soon. If you're not familiar with Joe Madry by name, you probably are familiar with at least one of his books, Nightmares in Red, White, and Blue.
Will was not expecting this, but look at this.
Oh, you got a copy. That's great. You probably got it comped.
Oh, God, what the hell? I wish.
So, yeah, it was really cool. Joe's a really interesting guy, prolific writer, producer. What does that? Erica just asked if I was gelling, and does that mean like my hair?
There was a commercial from like 1999 about standing on your feet for a long time, and you'd say, "Yeah, I was gelling."
Oh man,
for Dr. Scholl's insoles.
I wasn't the oldest person there. I'll say that. It was a good show. It was. Oh, I see, Dr. Scholl's. That reminds me of a great joke about a podiatrist. But anyway, yeah, so we did that.
Oh, Will.
We did that, and Celeste was so cool. We had a nice time, and yeah, it made me feel young again for like the first 3 bands, and then after that, I was like, okay, time to wrap it up. And it was a 3-day event. We only went for 1 day. Holy shit! I don't know how people do it.
Yeah,
and I used to run a punk rock club, and we would have like a 6 or 7 band fest every other Saturday, which is what our schedule was. And everybody had to have a fest back in the 2000s, early 2000s. It's all about the fest. You can't just have 2 or 3 bands, with chairs.
Sadly, that's kind of one of the only ways to have it be cost effective, it seems like, for a lot of this. So,
Cost
yeah.
effective. I came out of that a broken man.
No, not for consumers, for them to be able to put it on.
No, that I'm talking about. I came out of that club a broken man.
I'm sure you did.
Well, you did it with the Christians.
I did for quite some time. Before we go into our normal segments and all that stuff,
Wait a second. How you been doing?
Can you let me finish that sentence? Before we go into normal segments, Will and I have like a lot to cover. So if you're eager for announcements, you got time. Go get a drink or something like that. It's been a while. We got a bunch of stuff to catch up on.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, just leave.
I've been doing all right. We've got a lot going on, you and I, behind the scenes. So I've been working my freaking tail off for these last couple of weeks. We've got a couple like really pressing, exciting things in the next few weeks. So trying to get some deadlines hit pretty hard. One thing I do want to share, because I've had a couple of people ask already, it is October 3rd. And by now there should have been a brand new issue of the Physical Media Advocate released.
That's right.
And Amazon is holding it hostage again. But I want to show everybody, this is an exclusive reveal for the show. This is the cover for October. It is an all horror issue, and this is a cover inspired by As Above, So Below. This should be approved by Amazon in the next 24 hours. It should have been done about 24 hours ago. Not sure why it wasn't.
That's reminiscent of a womb.
Kinda, yeah. Just so everybody knows, you'll be able to get this on Amazon and all of the normal carriers that have been holding it over the last couple months. It'll be at your Scarecrow Video, CD Trader. It'll be hopefully back at Orbit soon. We'll be talking to them. But it is a pretty incredible issue. We got a lot of really great pieces. One brand new, Michelle Kisner gave us a piece on the X and Pearl and Maxine trilogy from Ty West. Jeff is saying, who did that art? That is still Planet Mondo. He has done all of them. He was on the show just about a month ago. Go follow him on Instagram. He's amazing. Will, what else you want to share tonight with us?
What am I supposed to say?
You've had a lot going on. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Or you just want to go into pickups and recent months?
No, I mean, I don't want to just like, nobody wants to hear.
Everybody wants to hear. You are literally the favorite guest every month. Lean into it and be a rock star.
Yeah, but like if I just say what's happening in my life, it'll get boring pretty quick.
People love it.
I go to work, I put in a hard day's labor for a decent pay. Don't really get it. It's kind of amazing if you look at the path of Hurricane Helene in North Carolina. It takes this little dip around central North Carolina, and that's where I am. It just missed us.
So you were basically unaffected.
Yeah, and obviously I'm glad, but I also feel terrible because I've got
survivor's guilt.
Well, yeah, I guess I don't know if that's it, but I've been frantically checking in on friends and former students who live in the Asheville area, and thankfully everybody's okay. My own folks, a lot of trees down, power out for days, and luckily they're okay. But a lot of people aren't, and so I'm really sad about it. Buy Appalachian Strong T-shirts to help the rescue efforts. So that's not funny. What's been going on that's funny? I guess just everything else in my life has been funny.
You want to go into pickups and recent watches?
Do I? Well, I don't. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what, man.
Tell me what.
I'm focused on the future.
Yeah, I could say that I am as well.
I tell you what, man. JD Vance gave me a couple of all-timers to use next time I'm in an argument with my wife. I'll say, "Hey, you promised not to fact check me, and I'm focused on the future. I don't know what you're talking about." Those are some, I'm going to see if they work.
All right. I guess it's time then. Recent pickups and watches. You want to go first with some watches?
Okay. So, this may be a little extensive. Oh, this will surprise some viewers probably. Well, I'll start with physical media watches. I did 12 days of Friday the 13th. All 12 films, the 10 canonical plus Freddy versus Jason and the remake, many of which I hadn't seen since the VHS days. And I got to say that box set looks terrific. I don't know that many of them need a 4K upgrade. At least I probably won't make the leap. But yeah, it solidified number 6 as my favorite, number 6 I think is very funny. 7 and 8 were better than I remembered. Freddy versus Jason was worse than I remembered. So it was fun. I did them more. It actually took me like 15 days, but I more or less did one a night. Then let's see what else we're gonna check out here. Continuing with my Paul Schrader, Scorsese, Alan Coppola thing, I did Old Boyfriends, which Paul Schrader wrote with his brother Leonard and Joan Tewksbury directed, starring Talia Shire. And I don't know, like The Rain people for Coppola and Alice Doesn't Live here anymore for Scorsese, this is like Paul Schrader's quote unquote woman's movie. Talia Shire plays this clinical psychologist who has a crisis of personality. So she goes on the road to visit boyfriends from different periods in her life, one of whom is John Belushi, and basically wrecks their lives in a quest to find herself. So it was interesting. I can't say it's great, but it was interesting. So Cocktail Hour with young Randolph Scott. I always like these pre-code movies because everybody's just drinking and fighting and fornicating. Not a great movie, but a lot of fun.
Specifically, really drinking. I always forget until I watch one of those how heavily they drink in those films.
That's why the average life expectancy was about my age now. And then this was an exciting one. This is a new watch and a pickup. My 105th Jess Franco film.
Jesus.
It's a full moon Blu-ray, so the quality's not great, but this is Countdown to Esmeralda Bay. Surprisingly solid little action thriller. Franco's showing what he can do when he has like an adequate budget. It's one of those like Cuban revolutionaries type of movies, and it's got Robert Forster. All right, it's got George Kennedy, and it's got my favorite Estevez brother, Ramon.
What year is that one?
This is 1990, and I recommend it. It's not like a personal Franco movie, although it does have some flourishes. It gets better as it goes on, and Lena Romay plays a flamboyant madam.
And here is.
But the other, yeah. But we can't even talk about that. But the other things I watched were on streaming. I watched some new movies, and I watched the first two, A Quiet Places.
You surprised the hell out of me when you told me that you were watching these.
And I have to say, if you told me that Jim from The Office was going to convince a studio to give him millions of dollars to make a silent movie and then release it wide in theaters and it was going to be a hit.
While killing kids.
Just one. They should have got the little boy.
Yeah.
They killed the wrong son.
The wrong kid.
But yeah, they were okay. I didn't see the third one. I saw the first two. They were okay. Not like I'm not going to purchase them or anything, but I didn't hate them. Unfortunately, I can't say I have to say I was very disappointed in this next one. I was so excited to see Immaculate and The First Omen, and I was disappointed by both of them. Immaculate, just as soon as they do the dumbass exposition dump of like my evil plan, it just gets stupid. And I was like, oh man, the buildup was so good. I was really enjoying this. And then it's like, can we not have ambiguity in a Hollywood movie? Of course not. And then the same thing happens in First Omen with the stupid exposition dump that tells to audiences that the movie thinks they're too stupid to follow it. But I will say, First Omen, the compositions, cinematography, terrific. Really looked good. Made me interested in, I forget the director's name, but it was like her first movie. So I'll be interested in seeing that. And then finally I saw what I'm sure many people see as a modern masterpiece, Free Guy.
I could have named 100 movies, and I never would have guessed you were going to say Free Guy after that.
That movie was fucking stupid. It started out really interesting, like the philosophical stuff about AI becoming intelligent and everything, but then it just becomes like, oh, it's a corporate espionage plot, and the man I love has been in front of me the whole time. Fucking stupid. So I hated that movie.
We one of our friends, Sardis, in the chat, I want you to see this comment. He says, have you found a good Franco film yet? I haven't. We were talking about this the other day because
Pretty fun.
he had tried one or two in the last week, and he's done like a handful. So I got to ask, somebody brand new to Franco, what do you think? Like, if you watch these 3 films and you hate them all, you should not go any further into Franco.
Yeah, just get out. You don't watch Franco casually.
Well, that was a question. Are there 3 films that you would say, like, if you can watch these and absolutely despise them, don't even go any further?
A true Francophile will have a different answer every time, because each lived moment is a change in your existence.
And so says Stephen Thrower.
By the time I say 3 titles, I will have thought of 3 more. But like, the common answer is something like, check out Vampiros Lesbos, something like She Killed in Ecstasy, maybe Female Vampire. See if you can get into the eroticism. I like Venus and Furs a lot. Nightmares Come at Night. Yeah, Stan's right. Like, I like his digital movies that are made in his apartment in the 90s. Yeah. Like, so I'm actually the worst person to ask what Franco you should start with, because I'll just say all of them. So like, this is my 105th Jess Franco movie. So I now have just over half of his movies.
Jesus Christ. Oh man.
This is kind of crazy. And I was thinking, I was thinking, like everybody else in this weird hobby, I keep lists, right? And I've got a list of like which directors I have the most movies of. So it's not really a thing of an indication of quality, just quantity, right? Because Kubrick only made 12 films, so obviously he's not on the list. So I wanted to see who my top 5 were on the list.
Franco, Wynorski.
Close. It's Franco, and then Alfred Hitchcock with 64, Jim Wynorski with 57, John Ford with 55.
Okay.
Werner Herzog with 42, and David Lynch with 41, counting the episodes of Peaks that he directed. Pretty good.
I gotta be honest, I was expecting Mike almost.
Oh, that was actually 6. Mike is like number 20 or something.
We got to get you some more Mike.
12. I got 34 Mike films. Isn't that what a geek? It's like, I have 34 films by. And actually, if you
forgot to go like this,
yeah, if you were speaking in Japanese, you would say Mike Takashi. So whatever. Yeah, somebody said you watch a new movie and it's Free Guy. I don't know. Everybody said it was great. Just goes to show everybody's stupid.
I mean, if that's what you're hearing, then maybe that's the case.
TB Kane asks if there are Lena Remai's only in like half of them.
Which is still a shit.
So it says, are there even 3 movies by Franco that have Lena Remai does not appear nude in Countdown to Esmeralda Bay. So there you go.
Any other watches, or should I start going over mine?
I mean, yeah, but I thought that was plenty, don't you?
Yeah, it was quite a bit for you. That was pretty great. I had somebody even said Stephen Throwers entered the chat during that.
That'd be cool.
Few things that I watched. Big one to shout out. Watched Liquid Sky with everybody in the Patreon. We all watched that in the Discord last Sunday. Had a grand old time. After the movie, we hung out till the wee hours of the next morning for way too late, and I am still tired from that night, I think. But it was a damn good time, and if everybody wants to be a part of that, the Patreon is in the description below. Come join the Discord. Once a month we do that on Sunday nights, and it's amazing. Got a couple special streams I'm thinking of doing over the next couple months, actually, so might be a great time to sign up, just saying. But yeah, Liquid Sky was great. Right before that same day, took the wife to see The Substance. And I know that Dustin talked about this last week. The Substance is quite a special film. I love that I could see a movie like that in a theater in 2024. It is not something that you expect to be able to do, and it is fan-damn-tastic. Really enjoyed it. Think it is an incredible, incredible film. Really happy with how it portrayed everything. Loved what it was trying to do, and very happy with the performances. Demi Moore was incredible. Margaret Qualley was amazing, and yeah, I won't say anything else because it's one that you should absolutely see to believe. Next, the last thing that I watched that I probably should bring up, I watched Afraid, the 2024 AI film, and it's very trope filled, very by the book for the first 97% of it, and then the last 3% like actually qualified it as a decent ending and then something unique in the genre, which I was not expecting. I expected to walk away from this movie hating it, and it surprised me. The ending was enough to make me go, it was pretty good. Pretty happy with how it ended, but that's about it. All right, pickups. Anything you want to share, Will?
I want to shout out Connor's VHS Spectacular, who mentioned me in his story.
Nice.
I just learned how to do.
You just learned how to do what?
Get notifications.
Oh, I wish I could highlight Siminer's comment again. It looks like an infant, tech knowledge of an 80-year-old man.
It is a truism that media studies professors are the worst at using technology.
Yeah.
And every class period, somebody's laughing at me for something. Pickups.
Before you do, Brendan wants to know, are either of us doing Horror Gives Back this year for Unsung Horrors? Are you participating?
I guess I am now.
I set out to participate. I'm probably not doing theme nights because of everything that we have to watch for what we're doing. But at the end of the month, I just end up donating a bunch to Best Friends Animal Society. So it's absolutely worth it. Shout out to Unsung Horrors. If you have no idea what Horror Gives Back is, first off, there's a big write-up about it in the beginning part of the Physical Media Advocates that might be able to set you straight. But beyond that, go check out Unsung Horrors on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or their podcast, of course, where they go into detail on all of the categories. And you should. It's for a good cause, and I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely check it out. Oh my God. Oh, we can't say it yet, can we? Erica's got the coolest thing coming out soon. You guys just wait for it.
Oh, no, not yet.
The feature. No. Yeah. Oh, okay. Fuck. Give to Horror Gives Back. Start with there.
Erica in the chat says we have someone who is matching donations this year. Please participate.
Oh, sweet.
Amazing. All right. Pickups for you, sir.
Okay. Let's see.
Other than your Franco film.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. So Grindhouse Video had an Aero UK sale. And so I did some upgrades. I got the 4K of Blood and Black Lace.
The 4K looks so good.
I got the 4K of, I don't know if this really needs a 4K, but I guess we'll find out. Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
It does look better, I will say.
Ryan told me that the Aero edition of Invasion of the Body Snatchers was slightly better than the Kino, so I got the Aero. I wouldn't be able to notice. And it's not going to be for a while that I get to see it, but I got the Wolf of Wall Street on.
Much better than the Studio 4K, by the way.
Yeah. Also picked up Enter the Void because it was like just a few bucks. Then Vinegar Syndrome had a little flash sale for Alien movies, so I got Canadian International Pictures, The Christmas Martian, which I'm quite
Sweet.
And then MVD had a sale. I just got a couple things. I got Beauty of Beauties from '88.
Oh, nice. I kind of wanted to see that one.
They're not Nazis, are they?
What are we talking about? The company or the movie?
88 is like
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, shit. And then it was like already marked down. I got the Nico Mastorakis box set, which I'm pretty stoked about. All films I've never seen before.
Nice.
Am I supposed to do a live unboxing now?
Sure, go ahead. You can do it now.
I also got a package from Reen Viral. I guess it's like a Land's End knockoff. And I was instructed to wait until this live cast to open it.
I wanted to see this actual reaction.
It's probably like a letter saying you're fired.
It's just a big pink slip.
Yeah, I'm past your level now. Okay.
Sibner said, "Did you say green vial?"
It's some sort of sack. Oh, and there's a letter.
The letter gives context.
Yet another thing that'll come up in a Google search to prevent me from getting a job.
For the record, that was the Patreon exclusive merch item for this quarter, and a whole bunch of people now have a tote bag at home that says "I don't fuck with tote bags" by Dr. Will Dodson.
Thanks for mentioning me by name. All right, now we have a card. Read the sentiment out loud.
Up to you. I don't remember what's said.
I haven't told Misconnected this yet, but my life up to this point has been a lie. Thank you for helping me find myself and connect with who I really am. Your love, XXX, Ryan.
That was pretty great improv, I gotta say.
I just read what was on the card. Well, thanks, Ryan. I think we need to have a talk.
Celeste is here. You want to shout out that you shared a picture with Celeste?
Oh, Celeste, I was saving it for the live stream. I didn't want to put it on my socials because then people would know. I wanted to surprise people with our in-person encounter. And so at the beginning of the show, I shared the picture, which I've now quit the program, so I don't know how to get it back up.
What's funny though is you are still sharing this picture, so we can share it again.
Shit, that's stop it. Stop. So,
it's endearing how bad you are at this.
I had a wonderful time with you, Celeste. It was so great to meet you in person. I'm looking forward to our next encounter.
All right. A couple pickups for mine. I got in the Flicker Alley release, speaking of Nazis.
Oh,
I'm against this. Against the Storm. Herbert Klein in A Darkened Europe. Definitely wanting to see this very soon. I had to get this based on a couple people saying it was getting hard to get. Definitely wanted a copy of Sex and Fury. And then in the Arrow sale, I picked up one thing and one thing only, the Mexico trilogy, the 4K release. This was at Barnes & Noble. I didn't have the Blu-ray release, and I know that it is not a major upgrade for a couple of them. So I definitely wanted to check it out. And since I didn't have the blue, it actually made quite a bit of sense. All of these comments are amazing. Oh man, Will, are you ever coming back?
Yeah, I'm here. That's so great that you got Sex and Fury, dude. Have you haven't seen it before?
I don't think I've seen Sex and Fury. If I have, it's been a long time because I definitely don't remember it well.
Sweet, bro.
All right, are you gonna come back on camera anytime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You were working on this. Got it.
There's being slack. You should have never gave me access to this.
I should not have given you admin access. No.
So there we are on the streets of Richmond.
Amazing. I'm so glad we got to share in this moment. Well, now that we've been talking for almost 40 minutes, are you ready to get into our literal 101 Instagram posts to cover tonight, Will?
Is that the most ever?
No. Last year, I think we had 108 one time.
Oh, okay. Fewer than the most.
Yeah, it's right below it. It's been a very busy week. We got a hell of a lot to cover. Going to be a late night tonight, I'm sure. Afterwards, we'll hang out for just a little bit.
I got to get up early. Can we just talk about the ones that I care about?
Oh, but then there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Bring in Sibner for the rest.
You would probably be all about that. All right, let's get into it then. First up is Treasured Films in the UK announced Satan's Blood. This is the 1978 film that Vinegar Syndrome had already previously released. This is coming on Blu-ray in the UK. This is going to have one of their double-walled slipcases that they've been using. It's going to have an illustrated collector's booklet, new writing by John Martin and John Llewellyn Probert, web store exclusive satanic doll magnet, and then a poster that's reversible and is a fold-out poster. This one has the same 4K scan from the Vinegar Syndrome release. It's got a new audio commentary with Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons. And then there is a 45-minute Spanish doc on the making of Satan's Blood. There is a new extra on this. The one and only Stephen Thrower that we were just talking about does a new in-depth appreciation on the film itself. And then we've got new Rated S for Simone, new video essay with author Kim Newman on the films of Juan Piquer Simone. Brand new Satanic Panic feature, Diabolic Cinema of the 70s, new video essay with film writer Daryl Buxton on Satanic Cinema of the 70s. There is also a brief guide through Spanish horror from the writing team of We Belong Dead magazine. But I will say there was stuff on the old Vinegar Syndrome release, and there is maybe some reason to hold on to that, so don't quite throw that out for this one yet. If you love this film or are super interested in it, you might want both.
I love this film.
Tell us about it.
It's really good.
It's a good one.
It's like, it's why I no longer go on date nights. Generally. No, I'm just kidding. I go on. That's not why. No, it's just a real fun movie. It's got a bunch of fucking dirty eroticism and satanic stuff, and it'll make you feel sinful. And I like it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Then after that, we got a bunch of Arrow announcements. First, December 9th in the UK, December 10th in North America, we get a 4K of Abel Ferrara's The Addiction.
Abel.
Abel. There's it depends on who you're talking to, how you pronounce that one.
What have you talked to him?
I've never talked to him. I'd love to have him. Do you got a contact? Actually, I might be able to.
You talk to him, he probably say,
yeah, probably. How do you feel about this one? I don't think I've ever seen this one. I never got the Arrow release. So.
This is my favorite Abel Ferrara film.
Whoa.
Yeah, I really like it. Philosophically dense and provocative. I mean, Lily Taylor and Christopher Walken, mid-90s, both at the top of their game. You can't do much better than that. Existential vampires. Hell yeah. Twilight destroyed gothy vampires for me. This is gothy vampires, smoking slim cigarettes and talking about the meaninglessness of existence. And it came out when I was in college, so it was like perfect. Hit me at just the right time.
Good time.
And I still like it. I'm definitely upgrading. It looks beautiful. The black and white cinematography is crisp.
This will be no new features. It is just a 4K upgrade from Arrow, but should look incredible. They've been doing pretty great work with their 4K stuff, even though it has not been the highest quality of years from Arrow. Next up from them is The Great Escape, coming on 4K on December 2nd in the UK. They're also doing a Blu-ray of this one. This is obviously they didn't get the Kino release, so this is an opportunity to get that. This has some new interviews and quite a bit more than was on the Kino release. So if you love this movie, you still might want to pick this up. You've got new interviews with Guy Walters, Jose Arroyo, Neil Brand, and then Rich Johnson, who's been on the channel before, does an essay on the film's place within the war movie canon. Sounds like a good release. Excellent.
John Sturges film, Charles Bronson. Can't go wrong with Charlie B. It's a little tough to buy Steve McQueen as a tough guy, especially when he's surrounded by actual tough guys. But don't take this as a slam. I do love Steve McQueen, and he's great in this film. It's of all the escape from a concentration camp movies, this is the top.
Your comment just a moment ago about Steve McQueen reminded me of something that happened recently, and I gotta, the horror sits with me, so I have to have it out there for everybody else. Have you seen a video in the last couple years of Frankie Valli still singing live?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
He looks like a corpse up on a stage, barely moving. And what's crazy is they surround him with all these backup singers and dancers that are super animated and full of expressions, so it makes him look even worse.
Yeah.
Go watch those videos on YouTube. They are terrifying.
Oh no, honestly, this was plan. That was their plan. That was the Democrats' plan B. They didn't get to Kamala till they had already tried with the Valleys. Turned them down flat.
I just I had never seen them, and Chris, my co-host on Film Foundations, which shout out Chris, and also go listen to the newest episode of Film Foundations. Chris Haskell is on there talking about controversial films of faith. But Chris Haskell and not Chris Haskell, the other one, Chris Dashew, shared the video with me, and I went, man, he looks like an animatronic from like a pizza company that's going to scare the crap out of me.
It's Five Nights at Frankie's.
Perfectly.
I'm against elder abuse, like generally. I don't want to be controversial or anything. But like as a general practice, I'm against it. However, if there's an opportunity to milk a substantial amount of money, and it's not hurting the guy. People are like, he doesn't know what's going on, but like people are like being nice to him, and he's getting some exercise, moving around. People are hugging him, cheering, and he's making money. So I see this as a good thing. Would you rather him waste away in hospice or stumble around on stage vaguely remembering the glory days?
Anyways, let's carry on. Next title is The Good, the Bad, the Weird, getting a 4K and Blu-ray release in the UK only from Arrow on December 9th. This has raised some questions from people. I guess the previous Blu-ray release was censored. There is probably some animal abuse. I don't remember animal abuse in this film. I haven't seen this movie since it came out. I remember loving it.
You're doing a great job selling it.
Anyways, this has a brand new 4K master approved by the director. It's got a 40-page booklet with a whole bunch of brand new writing. We've got a new commentary by James Marsh and Pierce Conran. Archival commentary from a bunch of people involved with the film on the international version, because it will have both versions in 4K. We've got a new intro to the film by Kim Ji-woon, and then a bonus Blu-ray with new interviews and archival making of the film and featurettes. This looks great. Have you seen this one?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen it, but I've got a copy of it, and now I'm wondering if I should just go straight into the upgrade, or maybe I should watch it first. I don't know. But yeah, Ronnie's right. We're really getting the trifecta.
Next announcement is another UK-only release. They are getting a Critters collection on December 2nd on Blu-ray. And also, a heads up, this is the first four Critters films. It does not have the new sequel that just came out a handful of years ago. It is missing that, as to be expected. So this is pretty on par with the Scream Factory release. However, this has all kinds of new commentaries. This has a whole bunch of extras for every single film. So much so it could not even be listed on this one post because there was way too much. If you are a Critter super fan, you might want it on top of the Scream Factory one. If you're brand new and you don't have any of the Critters releases, this seems to be the one to get. This looks pretty great.
Is this a French release?
Arrow in the UK.
Well, why does it say Le Content?
Le what?
Le Content. See?
Oh, no, limited edition contents.
Oh. I guess I'll have to ask my friend Abel about that.
Oh, fuck you too. Next one. December 9th in the UK, December 10th in the US on Blu-ray. We are getting The Last Video Store. This is a 2023 film that I've heard is pretty good. It's a love letter to video rental stores and the B-movie treasures that line their walls. This has a brand new commentary with Matt Donato and Megan Navarro on this. New visual essay by Heather Wixon called The Videonomicon Unleashed. We've got a new visual essay by Martin Pedler called Nostalgia Fuel, a 2012 short film by Cody Kennedy and Tim Rutherford, 2013 short film, another 2013 short film, 2019 short film. There's a lot on here. They threw as much as they could on this Blu-ray disc. Looks like a pretty damn great release.
Hot take. Just asking questions.
Okay.
Do we have too many nostalgic odes to video store era? I say
yes.
No. I say no. I think we should keep making love letters to the video store era until every one of our generation gets to have their say. Hey, you know what? Rewind. I want to rewind to the early 90s. Running comment. Oh, Erica says yes, too many. Yeah, you're probably right. There are too many.
There are a lot. And
if you type in video store on Tubi, you will get 1,300 movies.
I really wish that was accurate.
Most of which are documentaries interviewing like slightly different looking pudgy guys going like, oh yeah, man, I used to rent, like it's so what's happening?
Oh, this Craig comment is amazing.
That was the Clinton era. I wouldn't say that was a great period, but I guess in comparison, I don't know.
What's funny, Sibner says, do we have too many people insisting they be called doctor because of getting a doctorate? Will has told me countless times not to refer to him as Dr. Dodson, which is why I do it as much as I do.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess if you work really hard and earn something, you got a right to be proud of it. I don't know.
Anyways, let's keep going. Next is Demolition Man, the 1993 film on 4K and Blu-ray in the UK and North America, December 9th, December 10th, as we talked about. This has a brand new 4K restoration from the camera negative. It's got both the Taco Bell and Pizza Hut versions of the movie presented in Dolby Vision. We've got a new commentary by the director and screenwriter on this. New commentary by Mike White of the Projection Booth podcast. We've got a handful of new interviews with production designer, stunt coordinator, special makeup effects artist, body effects set coordinator, and then a new visual essay by the scholar Josh Nelson and a 60-page book. Will, how do you feel about Demolition Man?
I've never seen it. I'm intrigued. What does the Taco Bell Pizza Hut thing mean?
In the 90s, this film came out, and the only restaurant to survive when this movie came out is Taco Bell. But
that's funny.
They did not have Taco Bell over in the UK, I think it was. So in the movie, they replaced it with Pizza Hut. So every reference to Taco Bell, which is a lot in the US version, got referred to as Pizza Hut in the UK version.
That's hilarious. Wow. Never knew that.
That's why I'm here.
Do you know what they call Taco Bell in Britain?
Pizza. Taco Bell or Taco Abel?
Taco Abel.
All right. Let's talk about this one. October, Deaf Crocodile is releasing Trapped Ashes on 4K and Blu-ray in a dual format set. This is an anthology horror film that was written by the one and only Mr. Deaf Crocodile himself, Dennis Bartok. This one is a brand new 4K restoration done by Craig, who's in the chat. Craig, it looks amazing. New HDR Dolby Vision color grading on it. The director's cut of Stanley's Girlfriend is on this. I know a lot of people are asking about that. The original full cut of The Girl with Golden Breast is on this. I know some people are asking about that. There's an original 5-part making of that was on this. A new visual essay that is called Hollywood Parasite, Hysteria and Trapped Ashes by the one and only Dr. Will Dodson and myself. And then 3 new video interviews. This is pretty great.
Yeah, talk about uteruses.
Yes, you do.
It's a history of hysteria in Western medicine. And then an examination of hysteria as a theme in the movie, going through all the different segments. I came to really enjoy the movie. Like the more I dug into it, the more into it I got. And of course, it's Ken Russell, Sean Cunningham, Monty Hellman, and bullet time guy Ken Gaeta. Like, what the hell?
And Joe Dante.
Joe Dante. Like, how do you even put that together? And if you listen to the Deaf Crocodile podcast, Dennis has some great stories about it, which I think they're included in the booklet, right?
I think he does write something in the book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. So Trapped Ashes, I'm pretty stoked about it. Thanks a lot for having us on it.
As Silent Mandible is asking, yes, this is included in the sub, and I believe they chose for this to be included because it is the more expensive version. So you do have 2 films that are coming out in October from Deaf Crocodile. We're going to talk about the other one in just a second. This is the first one, and this is a part of the sub. They sent out an email early this week to give you a discount on buying the next one. And I saw Craig respond, I believe it was in the Discord, to somebody else. There's no end date for that discount. So if you want to buy it in like a couple months, as long as you're a subscriber, you can get it as part of that. Yes, Will.
Guess what I just figured out how to do? Sardis, it is the Hysteria House, which is a reference to Psycho. All right, how do I make it go away? I click back on it. I click hi.
Yes.
Oh, you're in trouble now, buddy.
Maybe you can actually do that while I'm looking on the other page now.
Well, I got a different screen so that this can be full screen and I can see because my eyeballs are not working. They don't work very well.
Amazing. Oh, that was Silent Mandible asking the question in the Discord. Nice.
You got the Discord open?
No, that was earlier this week. So that's Trap Dashes. I think somebody said, what Jeff asked, what is the release date? It will be shipping in late October. It should be shipping from Diabolic right around then. So get those orders in if you want it. And if you want to get both, you could also pick up Tamala 2010, A Punk Cat in Space. This is from 2002, coming out on Blu-ray from Def Crocodile. This is the deluxe box art. This is the standard art on the inside. Both pretty damn great. Very descriptive for the film. I really like how both of these work together. This one says, arguably the only anime ever inspired by both Hello Kitty and Thomas Pynchon's The Crying of Lot 49. Yeah.
Pynchon?
This one... Correct me again. You can...
No. Arguably the only anime ever made inspired by both Hello Kitty and Thomas Pynchon's, I can't say it right now either, The Crying of Lot 49. Tamala 2010 is a futuristic techno fever dream that flows back and forth in time, following the adorable, wide-eyed kitty, Tamala.
Anyways, this has the two original Tamala short films, both in Japanese with English subs. They are from 2007, one 24 minutes, one 16 minutes. New video interview with the co-director and co-creator Kay of TOL. You will figure out what that is in all of the extras on here. And then a new commentary on this one with the one and only Sam Deegan. And this also has a 60-page illustrated booklet with a new essay by Walter Cha, Jennifer Lind Barker. But also, Doesn't She Ever Die? The punkification of late capitalism, with the two of us on this disc as well.
R.I.P. Frederick Jameson, who makes quite a few appearances in that visual essay. he passed away mere days after we finished it. So I don't think we had anything to do with it, but I'm sure it was the engine of capitalism finally ground him into the ground, ground him into the earth. Yeah.
Yes. Any thoughts on our visual essay you want to share?
I just did. Frederick Jameson.
Cool. Frederick Jameson.
It's dripping with Jameson. It's yeah, I mean it's a really interesting film, you know. Very it's I mean it's very punk in the best sense of the word. It's esoteric and accessible at the same time. It's kind of low humor and high art at the same time. It's fascinating, and I really enjoyed putting together that particular essay, because you know how I get with class war. There is no war but class war. So.
I will say we're very proud of this visual essay, and I think this is going to be an incredible release. Beyond that, this film is like singular and also just kind of cliche because it has like every type of art mixed together in a way. It's incredible. This is a really good piece, and I think people are going to love this one if you've never seen it.
Yeah, put it in. Not just because we have something to do with it, but seriously, see this. Put this in your budget. It's even if you don't like it the first time you watch it, you will watch it again. Oh God.
Anyways, that is Tamala. Let's go to some Amazon exclusive Blu-rays, which I don't love saying that sentence. October 22nd, Tribeca is releasing Good Girl Jane. This is from 2022. It is a drug-fueled love story. Teenage Jane struggles with feelings of isolation until a raucous group of high school misfits run by older ringleader Jamie offers her pain-free acceptance, camaraderie, and relief. She falls hard for playful but domineering Jamie and becomes entangled in his amateur meth operation. Ultimately, Jane must choose between Jamie and her own survival. This is the first of quite a few that are coming, and you can only get these on Amazon, which is rough.
Well, obviously this is a good backup for me. So it's like Jane says that Jamie's got a gun. Is that what's happening? Amazon exclusive. It's kind of like that's drug dealing behavior, right? They hook you in, and then wow.
That's only the first one. Next one is Phantom Parrot, also coming from Tribeca. You can order this now. This did not have a release date, but it should be coming in the next month or two. This is from 2023. This is about a human rights activist. And again, these are labeled as limited editions. No bonus features from what I can see on these releases, but this is the only place to purchase it. It's kind of odd.
Well, it makes sense to me if these are like film festival movies, right? That haven't gotten distributors. So it's low risk for Amazon because it's bare bones, and it gives these films that had no other outlet a chance for physical release. So I'm not going to condemn Amazon for this. I will say that when you first pulled that up, I took the title literally and was thinking of being haunted by a parrot and how fucking annoying that would be. But no, this actually looks like a good movie.
Yeah, I'm curious to see a couple of them. The next one is Roving Woman. This one is coming out next week. This is coming on October 8th, also from Tribeca as well. This one says a dramatic breakup leaves Sarah standing alone on her ex's doorstep. Realizing the door is well and truly shut, she begins wandering aimlessly and ends up thoughtlessly stealing a car. With nothing but long, dusty desert roads ahead and a cast of oddball characters, she becomes increasingly fascinated by the unknown owner of her stolen car and decides to find him.
Those are like 90s indie, like chick rock lyrics. Like I'm reading those in a Letters to Cleo type rhythm. It's a little darker than Letters to Cleo, but I feel like it could be kind of like that, like pop indie.
I can see that.
Yeah. Roving Woman. That's the name of the band.
Then this next one, also from Tribeca, is Suze from 2023. And it says, when her only daughter leaves for college, Suze, a single mom who has lost her purpose, gets stuck taking care of her daughter's heartbroken ex-boyfriend, who she can't stand. Gradually, they begin to see they're both hurting in different ways, forging a connection that neither of them was expecting. This one seems like a lot less Will.
It probably would, like if it was in a video store, it probably wouldn't be my first choice.
All right. That is Tribeca.
I'd probably call that one Snooze.
I should have seen that coming. November 19th, we are getting Battle of the Commandos from Kino Lorber. This one we announced earlier, but we finally got a date on it. And this is, of course, the Umberto Lenzi film with Jack. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. No, you're good. Hell yeah, away. This one has an audio commentary with Troy Howard, Steve Mitchell, and Nathaniel Thompson. God, they do a lot of commentaries.
Got the trifecta. Yeah, I don't mean to. I feel bad. I'm like cutting you off. I'm trying to be your hype man, but I just don't have the right rhythm. I'm trying to slip it in there when you take a breath, but that didn't sound right. But you know what I mean.
Well, ring a bell. That was just another joke on myself. All right, carrying on.
That's a definite for me. I love Umberto Lenzi, and I love war movies that probably make use of stock footage. Maybe not. I don't know if it does or not. Like
1969, probably.
Maybe. I love Jack Palance too. So, or Palance, whatever.
Jack Palance. October 14th, Blu-ray in the UK from Screenbound Pictures, Screenbound Entertainment, A Midsummer Night's Dream from 2022. I don't recognize any of these actor names, and I had never heard this coming out. So this is happening.
I love that tagline, love changes everything. That's such a lie. You still have to eat. You're still going to die. Love changes nothing.
It's true. Patty Boy, I love Kino Lorber. It's the poor man's boutique label. Can afford to get a bunch during their sales. Their sales are incredible.
Oh, bruh, I just ordered a couple of film noir sets.
We're going to talk about that later because I wanted to order some from Kino and I couldn't. Next. This is also from Kino, The Conqueror. Will, you have the floor, my friend.
Oh my God. Okay, so I've been waiting for this. Oh no, I forgot it. Well, I'll just. So you know how? Oh, the collectors out there will know what I'm talking about. You know how when you have like a DVD set, and you like slowly get the upgrade each title in the DVD set with Blu-rays as they come out, but there's one goddamn title that won't get released. Like if you got the Preston Sturges DVD set, you still are waiting for Hail the Conquering Hero to come out on Blu-ray. So I've got this John Wayne set, and The Conqueror was the only one that hadn't come out. And The Conqueror, man, is like the ultimate. It's the worst John Wayne movie ever. But it's the ultimate movie that I've been waiting for. Because it's John Wayne playing Genghis Khan with a little Ming the Merciless mustache. And he does, thankfully, he doesn't. Celeste is fact checking me. Okay, I must be thinking of the wrong title. I have a DVD set of Preston Sturges that one of them hasn't come out yet.
I was still waiting for you to say the rule said that we weren't going to be fact checked.
Celeste can fact check me. Anyway, Mike Barat is correct. This is like one of the worst John Wayne movies, really worst movies of its era, but it has a camp value that cannot be underestimated. Yes, we're sad that this movie was filmed next to a nuclear waste disposal and everybody who worked on it got cancer and died. But watching it is a never-ending stream of barrel laughs at such lines as John Wayne saying to Susan Hayward, "You're beautiful in your wrath." It's just, I'm not saying you need to buy it, but you should totally see it at some point. So that, yeah, I'm very excited about The Conqueror. I'm going to look up the Preston Sturges box set that
I just checked, and Hail the Conquering Hero is not on Blu-ray.
You fact checked Celeste?
I did, and Celeste was incorrect.
We're in a fact checking chain. How far can this go? Can someone find? Well, actually, Eureka put it out.
Nope, has no blue anywhere in the world, from what I can see.
Okay, so Hail the Conquering Hero.
Turns out most of the crew got sick after making this film because they shot it at an old nuclear test site, and of course, I'm guessing that's going to be about 40% of the commentary on this.
Who did the commentary? You know, I'm bummed.
Has not been announced yet.
Well, nobody at Kino knows what an obsessive John Wayne person I am, but I wish they would, because I would really like to talk about John Wayne on one of his films. And this one would be perfect for me.
Patty Boy says even the bad movies from the golden age of Hollywood are good or worthwhile.
I'm down with Patty Boy.
Celeste. Wait, did this kill John Wayne? Maybe it was worth it.
I mean, he was going to die anyway. But
this definitely expedited it.
I mean, possibly. But it wasn't long after this. I mean, The Shootist was his last film. Don Siegel, Ronnie Howard, Lauren Bacall. But, and it was great. The Conqueror was definitely a low point, but
for humanity.
No, don't go that far. But it's well worth a watch. I mean, Dick Powell, competent director, wonderful performer in Busby Berkeley musicals back in the day. Move on.
All right. Moving on then. What a way to follow that up.
Wow.
Kino Lorber, following up their announcement from last week of Happy Gilmore.
This
Madison.
movie actually killed Norm Macdonald. It gave him cancer.
Jesus. Billy Madison coming out on 4K from Kino. This is a pretty big title for them. This is going to sell very well. They are playing right into the hands of physical media collectors right around that 40-year-old age.
Okay.
Will doesn't want it, obviously, I guess. But
no, look, I'm not going to pretend I'm better than this. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and The Wedding Singer. I have nothing bad to say about them. They came out, they were weird and funny and different, and then everything after that has been a putrid pile of puke. You got fact checked and then you deleted it.
I didn't delete it. I'm putting it up there. He's saying it's on Blu-ray in a Sturgis set from Wildside Video. I don't know what Wildside Video is.
Well, obviously you don't walk there.
Oh, Will. All right. Following up Billy Madison with The Lonely Man, Anthony Perkins and Jack. What's another way we can say his name? Palance? How'd you say it before? Palance and Palance? Palance is what we're going with now.
I usually say Palance, yeah. But I think it's
All right.
Palance. I think it's Jack
Okay.
Palance.
We'll say Palance then.
But anyway, anybody who's buying Billy Madison on 4K is probably a lonely man.
Anyways, November 19th on Blu-ray, we are getting The Lonely Man from 57. This is a brand new HD master by Paramount from a 6K scan of the VistaVision OCN. We got a new audio commentary on this by Toby Rohn. 6K scan on this. That is
It's more than 4.
lot.
That's like a third more than 4.
No, it's a half more.
It's a half more than 4? Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Oh, man.
Half. Neville Brandon, 6K.
6K VistaVision even.
Wow.
And Lee Van Cleef. All right. Will's favorite, Pulp Fiction from 1994, getting another 4K release in the U.S. from Paramount. This is going to include a premium slipcase, new slipcover with pop-up artwork, lobby card reproductions, photography select sheet, and iconic stickers. The biggest thing, this is going to get released to death. We all know that. It is something that is for sure going to happen. It's a Tarantino film. Not a surprise. However, the coolest thing about this is that we are getting a studio releasing an actual respectful collector's edition set in the U.S. and not the UK. That's a big deal. This doesn't happen very often. Will, tell us about Pulp Fiction.
I very much appreciate the impact that Quentin Tarantino had on cinema in the 90s, on spurring a renewed interest in 70s exploitation and martial arts films and horror. I will always, like many fans, I will always be grateful that he helped resurrect the career of Robert Forster and Pam Grier. I do not like his movies, but I can understand why someone would if they had never seen any other movie. They're very loud and pastiche, and let's put it kindly, quote liberally from movies that I really like. Credit does seem to be an issue with Tarantino at times, but so this movie happened, and it was very popular, and as a result of it, I was able to see movies in the video store that the video store previously hadn't carried. And so I thank Mr. Tarantino for that.
Amen. Moving right along. The transitions that happen when you're just posting announcements as they come is so funny.
I've often wondered, like, so do you just do these in the order that you posted them?
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
I mean, there's no other way to do it.
You can't reorder them?
No, Instagram doesn't give you any freedom for anything.
I've noticed that. Frickin' Zuckerberg.
Anyways, December 3rd, Paramount is releasing on Blu-ray and DVD South Park's The End of Obesity special, where they lampooned Ozempic and everything else that comes with that. This, I imagine, will likely come out in some sort of larger collection later. They've done a few of these little specials. I bet they'll do all of them. So if you want to wait for that, that's probably a smarter idea. But otherwise, these are like $18 to $20 on release, so you're going to be spending quite a bit more just to get all three of them.
How does Ozempic work? Does it just make you not want to eat?
You know, I have no idea. I am a genuine fat man, and I don't have experience with it.
Well, I mean, I ain't little, but I remember, I used to smoke cigarettes. Not for very long, but when I did, I liked it. I liked it because of the stimulation, and it sped up your metabolism and also curbed your appetite. And I found I would eat less and smoke more and look cool and feel cool. And maybe I'll go back to that.
Oh, where's Ronnie with the updated list? One of the things that Will is pro tonight is smoking.
I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Oh, man. And Adam says cigs are cool.
They do look cool. I mean, Humphrey Bogart, dude.
Oh, man. That is hilarious.
Craig's right. Craig, actually, the reason I quit is because of the smell.
Oh, tonight is going to be such a long show.
Really? How many more do we have to go?
Only like 90. November 26th, Kino is releasing. It's a little less than 90, like 80. Revenge of the Zombies from 1943 coming on Blu-ray. This is with John Carradine, and I know nothing about it. We got new audio commentary, though, with Tom Weaver and Gary D. Rhodes. I think it's Jeff in the chat who's a big fan of Tom Weaver. Any knowledge on this one?
Well, in addition to Tom Weaver, I'm a big fan of Gary D. Rhodes. I had the honor of contributing an essay to Weaver and Rhodes' recent Tod Browning book. And, of course, both guys are absolute experts of 30s, 40s, 50s era B movies. And one thing that I really like about Rhodes' work, and Weaver's too, but Rhodes in particular pushes this in the academic circles, is a truly comprehensive historical research, not just the production context of the film, but what's happening in the culture around it. And so when you listen to one of his commentaries, like, for example, the masterful commentary Rhodes did for White Zombie, when you listen to Gary Rhodes, you're getting everything. Like, there will be no need for a new commentary when this goes to 4K, for example. Like,
when this goes to 4K.
If you listen to Tom Weaver and Gary Rhodes talk about a movie, you're done. There's no more research to be had. So, for me, even if this is a shitty movie, it's going to be worth it for the commentary. I'm probably going to pick it up.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't know about that, but
Jim in the chat says Weaver is great except when he's mocking COVID protocols in every commentary he did back then.
Yikes. Well, I'm not saying we vote the same way. I'm just saying they do a really good job researching.
Go to the next announcement. Hey, let's talk about some shout titles. December 10th, Shout is releasing Wallace and Gromit, the complete Cracking Collection on 4K. So this includes all 4 of the short films, Cracking Contraptions, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, 24-page book, and a color form set of characters. So on this, the 4Ks, A Grand Day Out, The Wrong Trousers, A Close Shave, and A Matter of Loaf and Death. Those are the ones coming in 4K. They are SDR and not HDR. And The Curse of the Were-Rabbit is still in HD, not in 4K. Now, the odd thing about this is this just came out on Blu-ray fairly recently. It was not all that long ago that they announced that Blu-ray set. Now, there was a brand new 4K restoration that was done since then, and this is actually probably quite a bit of a visual upgrade. But if you knew that that was happening, maybe don't release it on Blu-ray until the 4K restoration is done. I think that would have been a smarter choice. Jeff is asking, how much are they charging? I believe the set is like $110, something like that. Barry, this is coming out on Shout Studios. So Shout Factory. Yes. Let me look at the price again, because I thought it was about $110. From Shout, this is. God, they have so many new and upcoming releases that it takes forever to scroll through them. And of course, it just clicked on Clock Watchers. $120 on their site. Jeez. Thanks, Craig. Celeste says, that makes it easier. Literally can't afford it. Yeah, this is pricey. No, Craig, the only way to get this is this giant box, but that they're doing. I'm not entirely sure why. Everything all right there, Will?
Oh, yeah. I just got cold.
Okay. Next up from Shout, December 10th, they're doing a 4K of Ted, the Mark Wahlberg film. This has a new 4K transfer from a digital intermediate presented in Dolby Vision. And there is a new interview on here with the co-writers Alec Sulkin and Wellesley Wild. New interview with the producer Jason Clark. Everything else was on the previous release. But this is interesting. This is an odd choice for Shout. Very weird one. Did you ever see Ted?
I did. Regret it. It's really weird the way everything Seth MacFarlane does outside of Family Guy is basically please like me. No matter how like unlikable I'm behaving, you know?
Yep.
I mean, clearly the man has some stuff that he's working on. Hey, so did Hitchcock. So, you know, who am I to judge? I do own all of his albums.
The man can sing.
His voice is magic.
I can't really argue with that. All right, so that is Ted.
Wait. Wouldn't you like to meet somebody who like is like, yeah, I buy all of Seth MacFarlane's albums. I don't really know him as a filmmaker, but as a musical artist, I'm a fan. Because there are people that are like that are like, oh my God, there's a new Seth MacFarlane album. I'm getting it on vinyl.
The sad thing is I totally just believed you.
There have to be.
No, about you having all of them.
Oh, you thought that I did?
I like to think that I can trust you, but I guess I can't.
Oh man. No, you cannot. not because I'm duplicitous. I just don't remember.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about The Holdovers. This is getting a 4K release from Shout on December 17th, just in time for you to get it 3 days after Christmas. This one,
Which actually kind of fits the theme, doesn't it?
it does, yeah. I got it after I said that.
It's like, hey, you want to feel vague sense of disappointment after Christmas? The Holdovers.
Genuinely amazing movie. I do appreciate that this is getting a 4K release. I don't appreciate that it wasn't done when it first came out for everybody. I mean, this movie is from last December, and everybody saw this released on Blu-ray in March or whatever it was, and it got a 4K in the UK. Why couldn't we get this in the US? Makes no sense.
I wonder, I'm not trying to give anybody a benefit of the doubt, but it seems like everybody was really cautious about the idea of a 4K market. And now that they're saying that there is one, everyone's like kind of rushing to dip their toe in, which is causing so many like quick windows between Blu-ray and 4K that's pissing everybody off. Or maybe they're just double dipping and trying to fuck everybody. I don't know.
Could be. Great movie. Genuinely great movie. Next one is Viggo Mortensen's The Dead Don't Hurt. This is coming from Shout on December 3rd on Blu-ray and DVD. This will likely never be out on 4K if anybody's going to say that they're waiting on that. This is Viggo Mortensen's film through and through. Supposedly this is pretty decent. I've not seen this yet, but it got some okay reviews this year.
Good cast.
Yeah, definitely good cast. I know nothing about it. Silent Night, Deadly Night, the 1984 classic, coming to 4K on December 10th. If you order it from Shout, you can also choose to get this limited edition paperback novelization with it. And it's got a brand new 4K transfer, new commentary with the one and only Amanda Reyes. And,
Yay!
And the Hysteria Continues podcast.
Boo.
I knew that was going to be the reaction. There's a new interview with the producer, Scott Schneid, on this. New interview with the editor, Michael Spence. Another new interview with the producer, Scott Schneid and Dennis Whitehead about the longevity of the film. Then, of course, the 4K is only the theatrical version, and then the unrated version is on Blu-ray, and that's got a bunch of special features that were in the previous release as well.
I'd like to do a novelization of a exploitation film. I bet that's fun.
Especially if you can sell it for $30 and exploit all the fans.
Well, I mean, it's kind of by definition.
Yeah, I don't understand why the novelization is so expensive. It is ridiculously pricey.
Maybe it's an epic. Maybe the novelization is all 5 films.
I mean, probably not.
What if it goes back into the history of the original murderer guy who traumatizes the little boy, the Santa Claus murderer?
Could, yeah. Brendan wants a novelization of Things.
Oh my God, I would do that. I would do it. I'd do it right.
Next up from Shout, we are finally getting the 4K of The Faculty. This leaked as releasing, I think it was in April, like 9 months ago, and then disappeared off of every site, was gone, and suddenly back. December 17th, coming on 4K. This will come with a poster if you'd like it. This has a brand new 4K restoration. And then on the Blu-ray, there's an interview with Greg Nicotero and an interview with the production designer, Carrie White. And those two special features are enough for them to call this a collector's edition and sell it with a poster. That is...
Well, they timed it to remind us about what we like so much about Usher, which is his youth appeal.
And his ties to Diddy.
Well, I thought that was clear.
Well, for many people that don't know the reference, I wanted them to...
Oh, that took care of it.
I mean, it might. If it wasn't smooth enough, I can get him some baby oil. This is a great movie, and the Blu-ray looked like shit. I'm sure this is going to be a great-looking film presentation. However, I do think it is a bit lackluster in features, and it will be overpriced based on that, in my opinion. Right.
Well,
Far
one thing I can say for sure, based on my experience in academia, it may be overpriced, but none of that money is going to the faculty.
Of course not. Of course not. December 17th, Shout is also doing a 4K release on their Shout Select line of Far and Away from 1992. This is the Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman film directed by Ron Howard. And what's funny, I never heard anybody talking about this movie, and then it got announced, and it was suddenly one of those giant classic movies that everybody was just waiting to be on Blu-ray.
You know, whenever I think of romance, like really passionate, free, wild, unfettered love and sexual congress, I think of Opie.
And monotooth Tom Cruise. This has a brand new 4K transfer of a 35mm interpositive approved by the cinematographer. It will have Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. It has a brand new feature-length look back at the making and legacy of the film, including new interviews with Opie, new interview with the producer Brian Grazer, with the writer Bob Dolman, cinematographer, executive producer, second unit director, stunt coordinator, sound designer, cast member Clint Howard, and more that they couldn't list. All of that is great. I'm glad that it's going to be on the disc. However, this was a film that was filmed on a lot of film stock that should have been scanned for this, and instead they got an IP. I'm very curious what's happening there, because this could have been much higher quality, I bet. Because I believe this was...
if they had rewritten the script.
Anyways, this was one that, from what I've read, was filmed on like 70mm and was not preserved well enough, I'm assuming, if they were not able to get this scanned for this. Anyways, I feel like this could have been a better looking 4K, but instead, hey, at least they're telling us that it's from the interpositive. Most companies are not saying what the 4K restoration is from, so that's a plus. Far and Away. Next up, December 10th, 4K from Shout, Riddick from 2013. I believe this is the third in the Riddick Chronicles franchise. You get the theatrical and the unrated director's cuts. This is coming on the 4K disc for both of those. You've got a new interview with the director. You've got a new interview with the actor Jordi Mola. New interview with the actor Katie Sackhoff. And then a whole bunch of extras that were on the previous release. Now, the big thing, a lot of people were asking, is Arrow going to do this in the UK, because they had done the previous two Riddick films? James Flower from Arrow came out and said they are not working on Riddick. So not sure that will never happen, but they certainly are not doing it right now.
I don't know. I got it. You can see in the dark.
All right.
It's like a superhero movie, right? And that's what he can do.
I don't know. I've never seen any of them, and they never appealed to me.
Yeah. I like the one where he's a babysitter. Actually, if you can see in the dark,
wasn't that Fast and Furious 6?
I'd say that'd be a good power if you're a babysitter, to be able to see in the dark.
Possibly. We're still not done with Shout. They are also doing on their Shout Select line Aguirre, the Wrath of God on 4K from 1972. This is a Kinski film that I'm sure Will is dying to talk about Kinski. This has a brand new 4K transfer of the OCN with Dolby Vision and no new extras from their previous release, but 4K for sure. Any thoughts, Herzog?
I love Werner Herzog. You know, he's in my top 5. Yeah, this movie's a freaking masterpiece, dude. It's going to look amazing. What can you say about it? It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous already. It was gorgeous on DVD. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like on this. Kinski's performance is the Kinski performance. Yeah. Really, even more than Nosferatu or Fitzcarraldo. Aguirre, man, this is straight up crazy Kinski. with a bunch of monkeys and shit. This movie's awesome.
Craig says, Shout and Keto have the same curation style. Is it available? All right, we'll take it. Yeah, this is a big deal, and in a giant slate of stuff coming out in December, I fear this will likely be overlooked by many people by the shiny things of The Holdovers, Ted, and Silent Night, Deadly Night.
This is the only one I'm getting out of that group. So.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Next up, which is also Shout, Rock and Roll High School from
Sweet.
79 getting a 4K release. If you want, you can order this and get this really odd poster with your release.
I don't get that. This
With
cover art makes no sense to me.
nothing really related to the film other than high school tropes, I guess. It's a very, very odd choice. But this does have a new commentary with Stephen B. Armstrong, the author of I Want You Around, the Ramones and Making of Rock and Roll High School. So that's going to be a good commentary, I'm sure. This has 3 discs in total, all kinds of bonus features that were on the previous release, and now you got it in 4K. Great movie, by the way.
It's a fun time.
Super fun movie. Moving from there, they are also doing December 3rd, a 4K of Sam Raimi's The Gift from 2000. This is a big deal. This is the first time this has ever been legally in HD anywhere in the world. We've got a new audio commentary with Megan Navarro, another new audio commentary with the one and only Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Josh Nelson. And there's new interviews with Arthur Coburn and Bob Murawski, the editors, with composer Christopher Young, with the actor Chelsea Ross, a bunch of bonus features from back in the day, Kate Blanchett interview, Keanu Reeves interview, Giovanni Ribisi interviews, the cast talking about Sam Raimi, and a whole bunch more. Lots of stuff coming in this huge set. I'm glad that this is getting a lot, but big upgrade, too, compared to what we had previously.
Oh, I can't believe it. Following on the heels of A Simple Plan, going straight from DVD to Blu-ray or to 4K.
I misremembered. I forgot Imprint did just release this on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I have that. But this is worth the upgrade. The visuals look great. I remember seeing it in the theater, and I couldn't believe that it was Sam Raimi. He showed that he could slow down and restrain the camera while still being very inventive with the compositions, and did a real, Southern Gothic. And it's not a great movie. I wouldn't even say it's top 5 Raimi, but it's really interesting, really good, and a real indication that of what Raimi was trying to do with his career, to show that he could do every genre, which I think I went at length about last month when we talked about A Simple Plan. Yeah, I'm really pleased about this one. This was a pleasant surprise. I texted you when this was announced and was like, I get to talk about 2 Raimi films in a row.
Something really cool, Beyond Fest is happening in LA right now, and Sam Raimi fans were just introduced to a triple feature of Raimi films, all played back to back to back, and he did an hour-long Q&A, and wow. I had somebody record it, and the man is fucking hilarious.
That is true.
Is sharp as hell. He is very quick. His daughter was on stage about halfway through with him. She's also hilarious. He was an incredible Q&A. I was so glad I got to see that. Shout out to Jeremy. Thank you for that.
Can you put that on the Patreon?
I might be able to, actually. Yeah, that's a good idea. I will try to get that downloaded from Jeremy and see if I can get it up there, because it is great. It was literally about 53 minutes, and like most of the time, the crowd is laughing like hell. It is wild. All right. Still not done with Shout, amazingly. They are putting out on December 17th, we just talked about one of these last month, Golden Harvest Volume 2, Shining Stars. You can order this and get this poster if you would like it as well. And this is a full Golden Harvest set that is very different genre than last month. So we've got Beach of the War Gods, which was released in the UK previously. We've got When Taekwondo Strikes. We've got The Skyhawk, Shaolin Boxers, Slaughter in San Francisco, Legacy of Rage, The Master, and Hitman. And I believe, if I'm right, I think all of them had been released previously, either by Eureka or 88 Films, or a combination of the two. And now you can watch all of them in the U.S. if you are region locked. Those were impossible to be able to watch. But these look great, and tons of bonus features. Beach of the War Gods alone has 2 brand new commentaries, one with Frank Jang, one with James Mudge. We've got an interview with an actor, a couple actors, and then moving on from there, When Taekwondo Strikes has new English subs, new commentary with Grady Hendrix and Chris Paggiali, new commentary with Frank Jang and Michael Worth together, and a new commentary with James Mudge. 4 brand new commentaries for this one. Holy hell. Another one with Frankie Balboa and Peter Glagowski. That is wild. 4 new commentaries for When Taekwondo Strikes from 1973.
Jeez, this is like the nail gun massacre of Hong Kong martial arts films.
You got a couple extra interviews, and Frank Jang visiting Catholic Church featurette on this. New commentaries on the Skyhawk. New on Shaolin Boxers, we got a couple new commentaries as well. I think Frank Jang did like 6 of the commentaries in this box set. Slaughter in San Francisco has a new interview with Kim Newman on the early work of Chuck Norris, and a new commentary with Frank Jang. Legacy of Rage has a new commentary with Frankie Balboa again, and then In Conversation with Ronnie Yu on this one. Frank Jang talks about the life and times of Brandon Lee. The Master has new commentaries, multiple ones, Making of a Masterpiece with Steve Ho, a bunch of archival interviews, and then Hitman has a couple new commentaries, and veteran Hong Kong film critic Ricky Baker speaks on the career of Jet Li. This is a massive, overwhelmingly great-looking box set. I'm not going to put it down in any way. I am just shocked that Shout puts this much love into a box set of these random Golden Harvest titles, and then they release like a random cult film that will this is the hard part for them, and I get it. It'll sell well without all these brand new bonus features, but they're willing to do it for stuff like this. One of these films has 4 new commentaries. What are they doing for other stuff that they've released with no new extras? That's crazy.
I think overall this is the nicest you've been to Shout in several months. So,
yes, and okay, I'll refrain from saying my next comment.
Oh no.
Carrying on, we do have one more thing from Shout, but I wanted to get confirmation that I was correct before I posted it. So we're going to talk about some Warner Archive first. Looney Tunes Collector's Choice Volume Number 4 coming on Blu-ray on November 26th. We do know all of the cartoons. All of those are listed here. There's even a couple bonus ones on there. This looks like a pretty great set, pretty well-rounded, actually. This looks like it may be one of my favorites compared to the other 3.
I have a conceptual question.
Sure.
If it's a Blu-ray that's a collection of shorts, how do you have bonus shorts?
It's a great question. I'm not entirely sure, but that's how they're listing them.
That's messing my head. It's messing with my head right now. Like, how do you? This is like Allegory of the Cave. This is a philosophical conundrum. If you have a collection of shorts, how can there be bonus shorts? They're all just shorts. There's no separation.
Maybe you sought out for a certain number. I don't know.
Were they previously lost? Previously unreleased?
That's a good thing. They could be not Looney Tunes, but I think they are. They're called Lighter Than Hair and Stork Naked.
Sounds loony to me.
Well, that's enough. That settles it. Let's go to the next one before we get too confused. The Thin Man collection coming on November 26th. This has all of the previous discs that they've put out, all 6 of them compiled into one strong release. I had been calling for this to get released earlier this year. I'm so glad they're doing it. For anybody that's not picked up any of the other ones, or maybe you got the first one just because it's the first, this is a pretty great opportunity to get everything at a cheaper price. And this is actually the perfect set for what we talked about earlier. If you want to watch a movie where they drink so much more than you'd expect, watch The Thin Man.
Well, that's why I like watching him as a set, because eventually there's an intervention and he has to. So by the last 2, he's got to stay on the wagon, and that's part of the joke.
Yeah.
I had the DVD set. This goes back to the conundrum I was mentioning before. I had the DVD set, and then when the Warner Archives began releasing the Thin Man series in Blu-ray one by one, I would systematically wait until each title went down to $12.99 or something, and then be like, I got another one. And then I finally got the complete set, and now they're coming out, and it's probably they're in a slimmer case, right, altogether. Yep. So I could save shelf space, but no, I'll just keep what I got. But even the lesser Thin Man movies are fun. So this whole box set it's
a box set, yeah.
Yeah, this whole set's totally worth it.
I shouted out Film Foundations earlier. We actually did a full episode on the Thin Man franchise. If you want, go give that a listen. It was a fun episode.
I didn't get invited to that. Well, that's cool. Whatever.
No, you didn't. Definitely not.
Oh, would you get an expert?
Yeah.
You've never even drunk before.
Wait, are you saying I've never had alcohol?
You said you've never been drunk before.
I've truly never been drunk in my life.
So how are you going to talk about the Thin Man? You don't know. Oh, next you're going to... Oh, my God. Oh, this is the movie I've been waiting for all episode.
Good. Must Love Dogs from 2005, coming on Blu-ray on November 26th. Why don't you tell us about John Cusack and Diane Lane's love story there, Will?
Look at that freaking dog. He's like, these kids are crazy. For each other. I've got nothing to say about this piece of shit.
Well, you said it all. This will also have deleted scenes with optional commentary, past the beef gag reel, and the original theatrical trailer.
If anybody ever says that to you, walk away.
Past the beef.
What the fuck is that?
It's a line from the dog.
The dog says past the beef?
I don't know. I've never seen this. Anyways, that's Entertainment from 1974 getting a Blu-ray release from Warner Archive on November 26th. This says MGM marked its 50th anniversary with this outstanding collection of musical performances from the studio's reign as the king of the genre during Hollywood's golden era. Drawing from more than 100 feature films, writer, producer, director Jack Haley Jr.'s compilation took the box office by storm, becoming one of the highest-grossing films of 1974 and brought excerpts from timeless gems from An American in Paris to Ziegfeld Follies to audiences new and old in just 135 magical minutes. For this special occasion, Haley called upon great stars to host this brilliantly conceived cinematic event like Fred Astaire, Bing Crosby, Gene Kelly, Peter Lawford, Liza Minnelli, Donald O'Connor, Debbie Reynolds, Mickey Rooney, Frank Sinatra, James Stewart, and Elizabeth Taylor. This celebration of the MGM musical has been painstakingly remastered from the best existing elements to yield a new presentation that finally does justice to Haley's dazzling cinematic achievement, which cemented the importance of the MGM musical's unique place in film history.
I got a feeling that Jack Haley's got a stake in Warner, because this description is really emphasizing the genius of Jack Haley for coming up with the brilliant idea of, hey, you know how most of these musicals suck, but they've got one really good number. Why don't we get those old washed up actors out here to introduce their good numbers? Brilliant. Yes.
The Cali Kid, thank you for the donation here, says, I love your interview with JT Molnar. Thank you for that. Strange Darling is a masterpiece, the best movie I've seen in 2024. We're going to talk about Strange Darling soon again, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's we got details on the Blu-ray release in the States.
Nice.
A terrific compendium, but the third one is the best, says Stan Geezy. Now that's what I call Entertainment Volume 6 on 3 CDs or 6 cassettes. This is going to have 50 years of MGM 1974 TV special on there as well. And then Just One More Time vintage featurette.
Of course, the studio head would think it's a brilliant achievement, being like, hey, you know this stuff that we've already made and doesn't cost any money? Let's just put it together and re-release it. Those fucking guys will pay for it. You know? Rubes.
Hilarious.
Anyway.
Here is that last shout thing I was going to talk about. So, earlier this year, one of the gentlemen from The Widest Kid You Know said that, hey, the complete series, is coming on Blu-ray from Shout Factory later this year. Well, it's not. December 3rd, it's being released on DVD, not Blu-ray. And it says includes all 50 outrageous episodes and bonus features on 10 discs. And yes, it does. However, it does not have all of the skits. Just a heads up to everybody that was looking to purchase this. The comedy troupe themselves decided that some of them they were not exactly proud of, and they wanted left out of the collection.
That's funny.
And they did confirm that Shout will not be releasing this on Blu-ray. It was either DVD or nothing.
Well, you know, I think the first thing everyone needs to know about white people is that we lie. Like, yeah, it's coming out on Blu-ray. I'll sign a treaty saying so. That's like our main cultural thing.
Yeah. This is still great, and I still definitely want to pick this up.
I've never seen it. What is it? It's a sketch show?
It is a sketch show, but it's pretty boundary pushing for the most part.
I guess they found where the boundary was.
They did find some boundaries. That was the joke I was about to make.
Sorry, I stepped on it.
It's okay. You've stepped on a lot, but
I don't know any of these people. I'm looking at the names. I don't know who they are.
Well, the big one, Trevor Moore, was like the most famous face from The Widest Kid You Know. He passed away, sadly, just a couple of years ago. Very young.
Oh,
but one of the comedy troupe members is the guy that directed Barbarian, Zach Kreger.
Well, that also isn't out on Blu-ray, is it?
Nope, it's not out on a damn thing.
Oh, that guy's dead. I've looked him up.
Yes, it's just a picture of him and it says dead.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We were not done with Warner Archive. They are also doing Wait Till Your Father Gets Home, the complete series. And when they say complete, they mean complete. They're
telling the truth this time?
From 1972 to 74. This is coming on November 26th. And for special features, this will have some retrospective featurettes, animation for the nation, illustrating the times, how the show's artistic styles perfectly captured its era. And it is brand new 4K scans of the OCNs for this film.
And it's the whole series on Blu-ray.
The whole series on Blu-ray.
Okay.
This is pretty cool. I'd never seen this show.
Never heard of it.
Supposedly, it was an inspiration for a bunch of other like animated sitcom type shows that came out.
When did this come out?
72 to 74.
Huh. Don Knotts is in it. And others.
Phyllis Diller, Monty Hall, Rich Little.
Yeah. There you go. They're also mentioned, yeah.
They're also doing Humoresque from 1946 with Joan Crawford and John Garfield. This will have a couple cartoons, Racketeer Rabbit, Rhapsody Rabbit. I guess that's one cartoon. The music of Humoresque and featurette, and this has a brand new 4K scan of the original nitrate negative.
Nice. The combustible shit. That's what I like.
The scary scans.
This is a good movie, y'all. Humoresque, Joan Crawford at her best. I'm very much looking forward to tossing out my DVD and replacing it with this Blu-ray disc.
I am hoping that you get to pick it up and it does well. Warner Archive stuff does not get as enough attention compared to when they had their own site and they did their whole 4 for 44 sale that they did pretty often. Just remember, this stuff is on Amazon. You can also get it on MovieZing, who also does sales a couple times a year. But if you're going to be an Amazon shopper, these go on sale for around $11 or cheaper quite often.
I pick up quite a few here and there. Do they still have their podcast?
They do, I think, yeah.
That's worthwhile. I haven't listened in a while because I'm just a bad fan, but they go into detail with the history and stuff. Back in the day, Tim Lucas was on there all the time, but they get some real Warner insiders to talk about the films and the preservation. I like that stuff. George
Feltenstein or whatever his name is, something like that. He's the guy that is like the Warner Archive man. He's still on there all the time. I've been, if anybody has a contact for him, please let me know. I've been trying to find a way to get a hold of him for years to be able to be on the show.
Get him in the network.
We got to get him in a way to be able to talk about the work that Warner does on these. It's a lot of stuff for a studio to put this much attention into these films.
We need to talk about the genius of Jack Haley
for at least 132 minutes.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, never mind. I've already said it. Go ahead.
Speaking of, I probably shouldn't tease like this, but I'll tell you after. I finally got a label that I've been trying to get for like 2 years. I was able to interview them. That'll be coming out in a couple of weeks. It was a big deal.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a fun one. Next up, Speak No Evil from this year is getting a Blu-ray and DVD release from Universal, and you know what that means. You can pick up the 4K in 7 months.
Ryan.
Yes?
The movie is deliberately telling you not to speak that way.
Well, I broke the first rule of Fight Club.
I like the way. Nah, I don't like anything about this actually.
You don't like McAvoy?
What do you make?
Split. Shyamalan Split. That's one of his best performances.
Oh, he's an actor.
Yeah.
Who is he?
The guy on the cover.
Oh, that guy? The
James McAvoy.
Professor X with the really red lips?
Yeah.
His lips are fucked up, man. I can't. I'm not trying to body shame. I just can't look at him.
Jesus Christ. You are making a hell of a resume tonight, my friend.
Oh, his lips are really red and shiny. I don't know. It's weird. Some people like it. I'm not, it's fine.
Yeah,
Has it been anything good?
Split is good. I know a lot of people love Atonement. That's one that he was in. I've never seen Atonement.
All right.
There is going to be bonus features on this, but once again, because it's the studio, they don't tell you how long they are, and the way they describe them feels like one of those things where you're going to press play and it's over in 2.5 minutes, and it's like 11 minutes of bonus features, and you have to scroll through a menu to watch them all because there's like 6 of them. Oh, that's right. He was Tumnus in the Chronicles of Narnia movie.
The little
He was the fawn. Yeah.
Okay. He's got range.
He does. Anyways. Oh, he was in Wanted as well. Good job, Stan.
What's that?
The one with Angelina Jolie where you can bend bullets after you shoot them.
Oh, okay. All right. Good for her.
I haven't thought about that movie in ages. If the Kino Lorber sale on their website is not enticing you enough, Barnes & Noble is hosting a Kino Lorber sale right now. This is going until November 3rd. And I had a lot of people say, well, why are they hosting one? The sale prices on kinolorber.com are better. Well, the reason is Kino Lorber puts out 4.7 million films a year, and only a quarter of them are on sale on the Kino website. And they have a lot of stuff on sale on the Barnes & Noble website that are not on sale on the Kino site. So you may want to check that out. The sale applies to anything coming out during the sale as well. So if it's got a release date before November 3rd, it should be 50% off of the MSRP, which puts 4Ks around $19.99-ish, I think. Blu-rays you can pick up anywhere from like $13 to $17, depending on the title, which is pretty good for not being on sale from the label itself.
I got me Film Noir Volume 21 with Shack Out on 101.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched.
Nice.
Great movie.
Nice.
It's not a great movie. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. Alan Maxon. Holy shit.
Hey, I put up an interview this week with Alan Maxon, and this is probably not a name you recognize. However, it might be soon. This is a guy that played one of the heads of King Ghidorah in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Your face is ridiculous.
It looks like one of those Photoshop JD fans memes. The good ones, right? Like where they make them look better.
Yeah. He also directed Alien Planet, but he is working on, he's like a creature effects person. The big thing, he is in VHS Beyond that's about to drop on Shudder, and he's super excited about that. Check it out. He is a friend of the channel. He's great at what he does. He's got, what is the name of the upcoming one? He worked over in like Indonesia. He talks about it in the interview. I forget which country it was in at the time, but he did a lot of like jungle filming as a prosthetic character, and it was crazy.
So to make it clear, Alan Maxon is pro-immigration.
I hope so. All right. Let's talk about some OCN titles for the next 2 hours.
Okay.
First one up is one that we had announced a few months ago, Corpse Mania, getting a 4K release. This is from 1981. I don't know if this is the case, but I think this is the first 4K Shaw Brothers title anywhere in the world. I can't think of another one. If I'm wrong, somebody in the chat, let me know. But I think this is the first 4K Shaw Brothers. This is newly scanned and restored in 4K from the OCN. We got a commentary with Ming Beaver Kwai, son of the director and filmmaker Alan Chu. Commentary with Sam Deegan. Interview with the producer Lawrence Wong. Video interview with Lee San Yip, the cinematographer on Corpse Mania. Video interview with Ming Beaver Kwai, the son of the director. We got a visual essay by Grady Hendrix on this called Chi Hung Kwai, Shaw Brothers Master of Horror. And this is one that I know many of you have been excited to be picking up.
Very excited. I've never seen this, but it's one that's been on my list for a long time. This was a good, this is a good subscriber package month, I have to say.
All right. We're starting with Corpse Mania and moving right along to The Ghost Dance. This is from 1982. One that many people have posted about how difficult it was to get this one out. Ewan Cant, who's been on the show before, went on this long story on Facebook about how hard it was to get the negatives for this properly done. This is coming this month. It is region free, scanned in 4K from the OCN. We had a commentary with the author J.A. Kurzweil and Amanda Reyes together on this one. Interview with the co-writer director Peter Buffa. Interview with co-writer producer Robert M. Sutton. Interview with stunt coordinator Don Shanks. And this is supposed to be pretty decent. One that people have wanted for quite some time. Couch says, nice month picking these up. Let's see. I don't have anything else on this one, except for, let's see, Fred Murphy, who also did Stir of Echoes on the Mothman Prophecies, was the DP on this, which I love the Mothman Prophecies. Silent Mandible. Brendan says this is an amazing movie. Total Giallo synth score. It's great.
Stoked.
Forgotten Jolly, Volume 7. We did know that this was coming, and here it is, revealed in all its glory. We are getting Mystère, Obsession, A Taste for Fear, and Sweets from a Stranger. You seen any of those, Will?
No, they're forgotten. I'm excited about them. A lot of the movies in the series don't end up being my favorite movies, but I'm always glad to see because they're always new to me, except for that one. Was it 6 that had the?
Yeah, 5 or 6 was kind of popular,
but I was cool with that too, just because
yeah,
they're restored and look great. So I'm a fan of the series, and I have nothing to say because I haven't seen any of them, but I'm gonna.
Mystere has a commentary with Eugenio Ercolani, Nathaniel Thompson, and Troy Howarth.
Cool.
And then Obsession has commentary with Eugenio and Nathaniel Thompson. Sweets from a Stranger has a commentary with Eugenio and Troy Howarth. There's also some other new bonus features on all these, but the fact that all three have commentaries, that they're all restored nicely, this looks like a pretty damn great set.
How do they do it?
Every single time. And one of these, I don't remember which one it is. It's either, let's see, I think somebody was saying one of these is like a future Jolly, something like that. I may be thinking about something else. It's been a weird week of announcements. But let's get to the one that was most talked about this week. 1976's The Tenant, coming on 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. How do we feel about this, Will?
I'm pleased.
Are you excited for this wild packaging?
Yeah, that's cute. I'm glad it's part of the subscription and not like one of the sub labels. The Tenant's a really intense movie and comes from arguably the most artistically accomplished period of Polanski's filmmaking. I like it a lot. I'm excited to upgrade. I want to see how it looks in 4K. I bet it's gorgeous. So, just to be clear, Polanski's a compromised individual as a human being. I don't know if you all have heard about that, but I want to make it clear that I want to acknowledge it while saying that I still want to see the movie.
Yes, everything that we have talked about before on the show is all about separating the art from the artist. We will happily do that again.
No. I do not separate the art from the artist. A guy who did that made this movie.
That's not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
I'm getting at not canceling full features because somebody that did something horrific is a part of it.
Oh, yeah. That's just, what are you accomplishing?
Exactly.
The movie's been made.
Right.
Where you're not donating cash to like a Roman Polanski GoFundMe when you buy the movie.
Now, that being said, I got to admit, I don't love when we are announcing these from companies and all we're using are very complimentary adjectives, like from Maverick director Roman Polanski.
Well, that's accurate.
I'm not saying it's not accurate, but
he didn't follow the rules
of anything. I know. However,
Jesus.
I think there are better ways to do that. This one obviously is a little more difficult to separate from him because he is literally the star of the film as well.
Well, and I think that's part of what makes it artistically and philosophically interesting. The guy is a great artist, but he's also I think the most charitable way I can put it is he was a very flawed human being. Yeah. During a time,
like many artists, by the way.
Well, and like many people, and he committed his crimes during a time where people in positions of prestige could get away with it.
Yeah,
and his reputation and in other ways have certainly been held to account. Although, certainly it's debatable whether he's been held to account. But to watch a film like this in which the protagonist, played by Polanski, undergoes this nervous breakdown, I think, wrestling with the complicated feelings we have about his real life past makes the film that much more troubling and provocative and hopefully productive. We live in an era where we have a much more nuanced and precise vocabulary for um, our mental health, our physical and emotional boundaries, and social and structural inequalities. And so looking at this, a film made by, a creep, can take us into some uncomfortable directions. But you're also, as Ronnie mentioned, you're also totally making a valid point if you decide not to watch it because it troubles you or because you don't want to give the guy the time of day. So I support and validate, not that you need validation, but I support and validate that point of view as well. There's no, I don't feel no conclusion I come to feels right. And that, I think, is important to acknowledge and explore.
Agreed. And I'll also throw out, for those that find it difficult to make time to watch bonus features, this is one of those films where the bonus features are going to be very important, I imagine. On this disc, we've got a commentary with Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson. We've got an interview with Polanski himself, interview with Andre Penvern. Stephen Thrower talks about The Tenant in a little featurette. Interview with the assistant cameraman, Francois Caton. And then a visit to the locations of The Tenant that is about 11 minutes long. And then even more that was just too much to not even be able to list because it was already so long. Obviously, a very important movie. It's one of the entries in the Apartment trilogy from Polanski, and Johnny's in this. Polanski's in this. This is a big one for a lot of people. This is an all-timer film. Previously released by Shout, and now you get it here in 4K and Region A locked Blu-ray, and you can get it now as part of your subscription.
The first time I had a nervous breakdown, I was living in a 2-room apartment, and a couple years after I won't say recovered, but moved on from it, I saw The Tenant and was like, oh yeah, yep. That's what happened.
All right.
Breakdowns have been different, but
that is The Tenant. We're moving on from Polanski to Mindbenders. This is from 1987, and
fucking guy with a syringe. Jesus Christ.
Again, not planned. This is part of their VSA line. And this is, did I say 1987?
Wait. Show that other picture. I feel like this should have been released by Shout Factory.
Nah. Shout Factory only does super mainstream films.
It's the picture, dude.
I know.
They're shouting.
I got it.
Did you get it?
I did.
Did you get my incredible genius Jack Haley level joke?
Yes, I'm going to use it in the clip show in 3 years.
Oh my God, you should have a clip show. Like sitcoms used to do. That would be so funny. It'd be like a 6.5 hour clip show.
It'll just be you like, I don't fuck with toe bags. So the Nazis, they...
Just the highlights of decades of fabulous episodes of Disconnected.
Decades, my God. This one is going to be region free. This one is about
region free. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. You know what? Why don't you take over?
No, it's okay.
No, that was. Oh, look at that. Is that mature?
Yes.
Is that how you deal with your feelings? Just withdraw?
I'm going to read the description now. Frankie and Crash run the most popular high school radio show in town, keeping the students buzzing with rock and roll music and rebellious influences. But when Principal Borden decides the good times are rolling too freely, he brings in the mysterious Dr. Gunbow to implement a new behavioral modification program. Almost immediately, the school's radio... Wait, why is behavioral modification program capitalized? Anyways, the school's radio station is commandeered by agents of the program, and shortly thereafter, the students start displaying increasingly disturbing and zombie-like behavior while developing a newfound taste for violence against anyone who won't conform. Realizing that whatever is going on is forcibly changing their friends, Frankie and Crash take it upon themselves to find out what Dr. Gunbow is up to and the ultimate goal of his mind-bending conspiracy. This has a commentary track with the director Jeannie Joseph and the writer-actor Skip Lackey. Commentary track with James Branscombe and Nick Vance of the Cinematic Void podcast. 37-minute making of doc with a bunch of interviews with producer, director, writer, lead actors, and all that stuff coming as part of the VSA line. Yes. Anybody pick this one up? Anybody super excited about this one? I did not hear anybody speak on this. Did you get this one?
Oh man, my car broke down. I can't get anything this month.
I forgot about that.
I don't know this movie. This might have to be a sale for me. Like I don't know, everything that gets put out I want to see. I don't necessarily want to see more than once though.
I get that.
So yeah, this definitely appeals to me, but it's not like a must-have.
Yep. All right. Next one is also a VSA title, and this is Dial D for Demons from 2000. It's a pretty late film. This one is directed by Billy Tang, who also did Dr. Lamb. This is a Region A Blu-ray scanned and restored in 2K from the OCN, presented in the original Cantonese with newly translated English subs. We get a commentary with Kenneth Brorson and Phil Gillian of the Podcast on Fire Network. Terrence Yin speaks on the making of Dial D for Demons for 13 minutes. Visual essay by Sam Deegan about the legacy of Billy Tang. And that is it on this disc. From the two of them, this one sounds a little more appealing for me.
I was just looking up Eddie Deason because Silent Mandible pointed out that he's
yes.
He unlawfully entered a nursing facility and then was ruled unfit to stand trial because of his mental health. So that's sad because Eddie Deason is in one of my favorite movies of all time ever.
Surf 2.
Midnight Madness. Languishing on DVD. Dial D for Demons looks interesting. As you were reading, I was trying to resist making wanting the D joke. But that being put aside, I think it's no coincidence that since Sam Deegan has been working full time at Vigner Syndrome, we've been seeing more and more Cat 3 movies. And I'm all for it because a lot of this is filling a huge gap in my film experience, and I'm so happy for it. So yeah, this is definitely on the list.
Good.
Oh my God, I just realized we haven't even started the OCNs. God, let's go, man.
This is also OCN. Why? It's only 11:50 over there.
I got to get up at 5:30 and make my children breakfast.
But I know you're dying to talk on this one. We are getting Shanks from 1974 on 4K from the Cinematograph line. This is a big one because it is a William Castle title.
Billy C.
Billy C.
Billy
Two
C,
discs set,
Billy C.
4K and Blu-ray. We had a new audio commentary with Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw. New interview with the producer, Stephen North. Reanimating William Castle, A Visual Language and the Path to Shanks. New visual essay by the one and only Daniel Kramer. Archival interview with the actor Marcel Mousseau, whatever his name is. New text essays by Heather Drain, Alexander Heller Nicholas, Murray Leader, and that is it. This looks like a pretty fancy package for this.
Such a of all the William Castle movies, I never would have expected this would be the first 4K,
right?
His final film. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to check this out.
Is this one you've never seen?
No, I've never seen it.
I was hoping to lean on you for this one.
Well, I mean, I know who William Castle is.
I've never heard of him.
I can say this one doesn't have any gimmicks associated with it, unless
with the film called Shanks, and there's a coffin on the cover.
I think the gimmick is getting you to pay for the 4K.
Paid off in spades, just a little too late.
Yes, this is the long game.
Oh man. Vinegar Syndrome also released Attack of the Beast Creatures on their DeGausser VHS package that they've been doing. And
DeGausser?
Anything else you want to make fun of? My
Degousset.
Degousset, is that what you just said? Yeah. Degousset?
I'm just messing with you, dude.
Degousset.
You're about to drop me for sitting, aren't you?
I mean, he's already texted me.
Wow. Wow. I feel like Carl Anthony Towns right now.
Cali Kid, again, thank you. Ryan, your interviews are excellent. Also, your live streams revolving around physical media, the best. Will crushes when he is on. Everybody has so many kind words for Will. You are everybody's favorite guest.
I crush for you, Callie.
Don't listen to Will.
Which one's Ronnie talking about? That's one of those like angel and devil on your shoulders, except it's just two devils.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Like, which one is more forgiving of sexual predators? It's like the level of devils that you have on your shoulders.
With everything you've said tonight, it would be a pretty crazy angel. All right.
That'd be a good movie, Crazy Angels.
It probably already exists.
Well, I mean, what's that movie? Shit.
Please tell me you're not talking about the Travolta one.
The Nicolas Cage remake of the Wim Wenders movie with Meg Ryan riding on a bicycle with no hands like an idiot. Begins with a C.
Craig says the chemistry between you two elevates first of the month episodes every single month. City of Angels.
That's it. Told you it began with a C. Ronnie
and Leif coming in.
Thank you.
And Sivner just texted me City of Angels.
What happens when you give your number out willy-nilly?
Oh, man. Hilarious.
You start getting Nick Cage recommendations.
We have some new merch available that Jeremy Long and myself got to talk about in the new episode of Punk Vacation on our segment Merch Mates that we have every month, which is such a funny name. We got the Spookies shirt. We have this Tales from the Vinegar Crypt shirt, Fade to Black Blood Finale shirt, nice. A Vinegar Syndrome pennant, Cinematograph Last Picture Show shirt, which I only included a picture of the front. This whole shirt is actually really nice. If you are interested in it, you should probably take a look at that one. Cinematograph also doing a couple stickers as well.
Oh,
yeah,
just in time for Halloween.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. Let's get to OCN finally, though. First one is Canadian International doing Abducted from 1986.
Yeah, you've been abducted, eh?
That's the actual kidnapper saying that?
Yeah, that's the original title. Hey, I don't want to make you uncomfortable there, but I'm going to have to kidnap you.
Wow. This is written and directed by Boone Collins, who also did Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. Inspired by a shocking true story, this USA Up All Night favorite takes a harrowing journey from psychosexual horror to high-stakes adventure, yarn with the introduction of Grizzly Adams himself, Dan Haggerty.
You know what's always been missing from psychosexual horror films, in my opinion, is Grizzly Adams.
Somebody with the last name of Haggerty.
Just adds a little gravitas to the proceedings, you know?
Ronnie, it's a kidnapper just saying sorry every 5
Sorry.
minutes.
Yeah, hope you're not uncomfortable with those ropes there. I just got to make sure you don't get away. Sorry.
Oh, weird tangent. It reminds me of the comic that is in the Physical Media Advocate that's about to release. And every time I've shown the magazine to my wife, because she helps edit some of it, she has literally like died laughing every time she sees the comic. Anyways, this one is newly scanned and restored in 2K from the 35mm blow-up inner negative. We got a new commentary with, we've said this a lot tonight, Amanda Reyes and J.A. Kurzweil. New introduction to the film by Boone Collins. New interview with Collins as well. Collins reflects on his whole body of work. New interview with the cinematographer. New visual essay by Stephen Broomer. We've got an excerpt from Abducted 2, The Reunion. We got an excerpt from Collins' student film, Kettle of Fish, with optional commentary, a couple trailers, and a booklet with new essay by Alexandra Heller-Nicholas, and a new motion picture Purgatory comic strip by Rick Trembles.
Are you kidding me? There's a sequel called Abducted 2, The Reunion? That's
Yes.
the most hilarious title ever.
Cali Kid wants to know if you've done stand-up comedy or if you write jokes.
Nope.
I mean, you stand up and do comedy in front of a class every so often.
Yeah, sometimes I get that, but no. I'm just I spend most of my life being lonely, and then I talk to somebody, and it just all comes out.
And one thing Will is looking for is our next title, Attachment. This is coming out from Shudder.
Yeah, if I can't abduct you, I'll just attach myself to you.
Sorry. This is the Shudder, one of the Shudder titles for this month. We have a new audio commentary by the writer-director Gabriel Beer Gislesen. I can't read that one. We also got a new audio commentary with Lindsay Traves, a booklet of new writing with BJ Colangelo on this one. I've never seen this one.
No.
Yeah. It's a modern film from 2022, and I've not even heard much about it, but I'm interested in checking this one out.
Well, so I'll watch it on Shudder first and see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Film Movement releasing Coma from 2022. This is Bertrand Bonello, who also did The Beast from this year, a film that has done very well for Bonello. This one is going to be region free, has a commentary with the director, and subtitles, and that's it. I've not seen any of their films yet, but this one looks pretty decent.
Yeah, I read a good review of it, of Coma, that preferred The Beast, but we'll talk about it in a minute. But Zombie Child is also coming out by the same director, and I haven't seen Coma. I have seen Zombie Child. Now I want to see Coma.
Nice.
Yep.
Moving to the next one is the fastest seller of the month, I think. AGFA putting out the Cult of AGFA trailer show. This is something they just made last year themselves in-house at AGFA with Brett Berg and Joseph A. Ziemba, both friends of the show, been on the channel before. This one will have the Cult of AGFA trailer show that is 76 minutes long, preserved from a newly struck 35mm theatrical print. Commentary with the AGFA team on this, uncut versions of all of the trailers that appear in the mixtape that they did. There's a short called Rated R by Brett Berg. There's a short called The Day the Earth Got Free Richard Pryor Photos by Ivan Paychev. And then a short called Just When You Thought It Was Safe. And quite a bit on this disc. The slip sold very quickly. and the standard is currently sold out as well. This will be back. It's not out of print. Don't resort to eBay. Don't do anything like that. But we got to take a moment because Will's replacement is here.
Oh,
I will not have you besmirching the good people of Canada. You hear me? Do you hear me, Will? I will not have it.
well,
I
nice.
put pants on for this, Will. I put pants on.
I didn't.
And that's why I'm your replacement.
Will, Mr. Sibner, Will, good
Well,
to introduce you.
It's nice to see you face to half face for the first time. Very nice.
It's nice to meet you, too.
Yeah, handsome fella.
Aw.
Well,
Now I can't insult you. Come on.
I
worked this whole shtick out. Never mind.
I've never been good at the yes and.
Now I'm blushing and everything. Come on.
Where are you from?
I'm from Manhattan. New York City.
Manhattan, Kansas.
New York City. Born and raised.
Wow.
I couldn't cut and paste this link, so I'm on my phone right now. I was trying to cut and paste it on my browser, and I couldn't do it.
Well, I can relate to that.
I'm not as old as you, but I'm closing in on it.
Yeah, I don't actually have any gray hair, so
that's the fate of the redhead.
You've got it on your mouth.
That's what she said.
Ronnie pointing out that Sibner can't spell replacement because in the bottom of it says Will's replacement. Also,
that too.
Shout out to KB Loves Movies. Just had Sibner on his channel for a long stream the other day.
Wow.
Go watch that whole video. It's pretty great.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you.
You got me beat on that one.
Well, I'm just jumping on here for a second because it's your show, so I'm just...
Oh, it's Ryan's show. We do what he says.
I asked Ryan, I said, put me in, coach, and he's like, just for a second, so...
No, this is a real honor. I always enjoy you in the chat, and I saw you when you co-hosted, and I thought you were great. And
thanks, man.
And yeah, this is weird. You're right. Who said that? But yeah, you're right. This is like
almost like everyone just jumps in.
it's like when you go to one of those anonymous orgies, and the lights are off for a reason, then suddenly they come on, and you're like, oh, Bob.
By the way, Humboldt, I just sent you a link. You can jump on in just a second.
I guess I'll see you at work tomorrow.
Humboldt, that is not the link to the orgy. So, yeah. I'm always the who needs a 15th.
It is funny when the streams get crossed,
Are we doing phrasing still? All right. Thanks to Will's replacement. We will see you soon.
I'll see you soon, man. All right. See you back in the
juice.
All right. Back to OCN. That was AGFA. Next is Decanalog putting out Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 from 2015. This is from the crew that did the 5-second films. And Will, have you seen this one?
What does DeSibner mean? Is that like the real name?
That is his name, Daniel Sibner.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen this, but I feel like we could be in it.
It is hilarious. This is one of my favorites. Very, very happy with it. Glad they're putting it out. This was released previously by Scream Team Releasing, but it does have some new stuff on here. We've got a couple new audio commentaries. I don't know if the 5-second film Supercut was on the previous Blu-ray release, but the fact that that's on here is really exciting. Glad that we can have this. Yeah, love this movie, and I think a lot of people would like it as well. Dustin's I'm so far behind, but got to Will asking if the Critters release was French because of La Contagne and screamed with laughter.
Well, I hope you didn't wake anybody up.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, check out Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. It's amazing.
Do you know what? You want to know something funny?
I do.
Like when I said that, I was joking. But when I first saw the text on the screen, I was like, "Le content." Like, I really, for a second, I really thought it was that.
So here is the Scream Team releasing of Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, and the 5-second film supercut is not on here. So I think this is a must-own and a very good, important reason to get this one, even if you have the old release. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Important. This is an important film everyone should have in their collection.
Genuinely, if you were like around early YouTube culture, 5-second films was a big part of that. And this, for a lot of people, was probably pretty instrumental for sketch comedy for years, actually.
It's sketch comedy?
The film itself isn't, but 5-second films was. The film itself kind of does feel like it. I think you would like it, though. It's really well done. Speaking of well done, things that are not. Dark Star Pictures putting out Fear.com from 2002. This is the first HD release of this film ever, and Dark Star Pictures got this, which this is one of those titles that people have wanted for a long time because they remember seeing it when they were younger, and I'm amazed that Dark Star got this. This is coming with a brand new 2024 retrospective commentary by the director William Malone. You'll recognize that name from some other VS releases in the past. New academic commentary with Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Howarth. I saw that, and I would love to see what they're going to say in an academic commentary.
I have never seen that particular adjective used in a commentary before.
Academic commentary?
Yeah.
What
does that even mean?
I think it's people would expect this to get roasted in a commentary.
That's weird, dude.
It is a little weird. David Holland says this should have come with an eyedropper filled with bleach so you could blind yourself. TB Kane says this movie exists.
I should say, I was actually talking to a publisher about putting together a collection on early internet horror films, like Strangeland and Fear.com, and what's that one with Dean Winchester?
Oh God!
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
he's in one of those early internet horror movies.
Yeah,
and I think it still might happen. I think there may be a book project coming on, these early 2000s internet horror films.
Dallas, this is such a great comment. I was floored to see this announced in a bad way. Instant purchase. By the way, Dallas is the one commenting earlier that he was hit rather hard by Hurricane Helene.
Oh no. Yeah, so there might be an actual academic commentary coming soon.
Interesting.
No slam against Nathaniel and Troy. That's weird that
the titling is a little odd.
Yeah. Well, then again, I thought it was kind of strange that Severin insisted on the credit that they gave us for the commentary on Spider Labyrinth. I can't remember what it was, but it was like way too many words.
Way too many words. Ragnar is asking, I'm assuming I or you, will we get the $300 plastic chainsaw release from Dark whatever it's called?
No.
Dark Sky Films. Did you see that announcement?
Yeah. No, I've already got their 4K and the second sight 4K. That's it.
I didn't know that you had both. Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely. There's I wouldn't even get it if it was half that price.
Are we going to talk about Toby Hooper at some point? Because I gotta.
No, I don't think so.
Well, at some point we probably should work him in there.
Yeah, we can do that at the very end.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Stay tuned.
Okay, fine. 2 hours and 40 minutes into this, let's talk about Toby Hooper for a minute. In the middle of Fear.com.
How many more releases we have?
A shit ton, Will.
Well, let's get through it.
3, 6, 9, 10. We still have 30.
All right. Well, there's 87 people watching.
That's it? All right. Fear.com.
Stick around. There's a Toby Hooper thing.
A pretty big Toby Hooper thing. There is a bunch of extras on this. The Fear.com location scouting, the making of a visual essay.
Which is weird because it's on the internet.
Right. Visual essay on this, The Horror of Technology by Sam Deegan. Booklet with an essay by Justin LaLiberty himself from Vinegar Syndrome. And a 2024 retrospective interview with William Malone. Lots coming on this. Yeah.
Fear.com.
Fear.com.
Stephen.dorf.
The next one is the found footage phenomenon. This is from 2021. This is a documentary that was made by Sarah Appleton and Philip Escott. Phil Escott, you might recognize that name. He is one of the producers of Second Sight. He produces lots of their discs. Dustin says Sam Winchester in Cry Wolf. Is that the one you were thinking of?
No. It's Devour.
Devour. Oh, somebody else said Devour earlier, and I didn't know what you were talking about.
Ackles. You think I don't know the difference between Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki?
Somebody said Devour, and I missed it. Oh, TB Kane said it. Thanks, TB. Anyways, this one getting released. We've got a documentary on found footage, new interview with the directors, Phil Escott and Sarah Appleton. We've got deleted footage, and supposedly the words deleted footage is really underselling this, and there's a lot of interview footage that's not in the doc that is presented here on the side. The other thing,
I think they should call that refound footage.
Yes. Booklet with an essay by friend of the channel and a member of our Discord, Mr. Sam Cohen.
What?
Yeah, Sam Cohen got an essay in this.
Nice.
By the way, I see everybody talking about the slip being sold out almost on this. Shudder doing 1,000 of these. Ragnar saying, would it kill them to make 2,000 slips? Justin LaLiberty was asked about this in the Discord, and he said it has nothing to do with FOMO. The label themselves, so Shudder, has the option on how many they want to buy, how many they're willing to pay for. And that he said they do have some coming up with 2,000 slips, but the ones that are doing this, like, they didn't expect them to sell as well as they have. So they've chosen deliberately to only do 1,000 because they didn't think they would sell out.
I guess Shudder is discovering the slipcase phenomenon.
That'll be the next documentary in 3 years.
The Cardboard Wars.
The Cardboard Wars. Oh, by the way, rest in peace to Frank from American Pickers this week.
What?
That was a dumb joke about those terrible shows. Have you ever seen American Pickers? The two guys that go through like people's garages and buy things to be able to sell later at their own shop. The guy Frank from that just died this week.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Fairly young too. Anyways.
Thrifting can be stressful.
XYZ Films releasing Give Me an A from 2023. This says 17 films, 17 filmmakers, one Supreme Court ruling. What is Jesus? What are we?
I was just looking at the cover art and was like, yep.
Yes. 17 films, 17 filmmakers, one Supreme Court ruling, a countless number of women. Give Me an A is an urgent and passionate response from a group of women committed to protecting or securing their right to privacy, bodily autonomy, and healthcare. From satire to horror to science fiction, these films are a unified voice that tells the world how they feel about the overturning of Roe v. Wade. There is a couple featurettes on this with some liner notes by head producer Natasha Halevi, and that's it.
I mean, this is the most important release of the week, I think.
Probably.
If you care about that sort of thing.
It's certainly up there.
Yeah. J.D. Vance basically said he was pro-choice at the debate. Not true. Can I just go out on a limb and say that I'm supportive of reproductive rights, and
I think that's fine. Yes,
I hope this film comes to term.
Yep. Not a laughing matter. Next, Saturn's Core releasing Gut Pile from 1998.
Nice.
Gut Pile. Uh, the back of the slip looked kind of boring, and then you look in the darkness. It's kind of ominous.
Yeah.
This one says it is going to be region free with the new commentary with Jerry O'Sullivan and the actors Ron Bonk, Ed Maston, and Jeff Forsyth. Ron Bonk is the guy that runs SRS Cinema, by the way, another Blu-ray company. We've got a couple interviews on this, a roundtable chat with some people, moderated by Jeff Forsyth as well. We've got the Scarecrow from 1980, Jerry O'Sullivan's early Super 8 short that inspired the film. 1979's The Axe, that is Jerry O'Sullivan's early Super 8 short that also inspired Gut Pile. Saturn's Core just going all in on these lowbrow filmmakers that love stuff like this.
Yeah, a couple days ago, I explained to my daughter that I had a dad bod, and she responded, "No, Dad, you have a gut pile." And sad to say, she's more accurate.
I don't know if I made the joke on here before, but I was really proud of it one time. My wife made some sort of joke about a dad bod, and I said, well, I prefer to call it my father figure because I never had one.
Oh, Jesus. Good God, you and Madonna.
Oh, yeah. All in vogue. Next, Bleeding Skull releasing In Memoriam from 2005. This is by Amanda Cusack. Says 2 years before Paranormal Activity, there was In Memoriam, a chilling found footage haunted house movie from the filmmaker Amanda Cusack. The story follows Dennis and his partner Lily as they install home security cameras to document Dennis's struggles with a terminal disease. But soon the cameras capture something else. Never released on home video ever, In Memoriam is a prescient exploration of generational trauma in the horror genre and an essential analog horror artifact. We got a commentary with the director, an interview with the director, and a photo gallery, the original trailer, and a VHS version on this one.
My favorite Cusack.
Not a fan of Joan.
Must love terminal diseases.
Next up is Connie doing Carnal from 1983. This one is making a lot of people excited. This is one that they've wanted for quite some time, I believe. This is 112 minutes long, Region A locked 2K restoration. Interview with Joel Torre, interview with Ricky Lee, and then a booklet with new writing by Jason Tan Lewag. Connie does some pretty great work.
I love their curation of Filipino film because, as I've said in earlier episodes, like most Filipino film that I was aware of prior to Connie was Roger Corman movies. So, no jokes. This is just a must-have. Connie is one of the labels that I'm generally automatic with.
Yeah, Connie, like, I feel like the people that love Connie really love Connie, and then other people just don't get into them. Not sure why.
Those people suck. Well, I mean, like, all honesty, we're going through 21 OCN releases, and so to stay sane and pay your rent, you have to kind of narrow your focus. And so I certainly understand people pick out some favorite labels that they.
Of course,
there's the whole contingent of ETR stands, but. But
Ross watches the show, by the way. Hi, Ross.
No, I mean, they got some great releases. I'm just like, nobody's disputing that. I watched the Green Jelly movie not too long ago, but Connie, from just a film archival, film history perspective, is really hitting an area that global film culture has been ignoring for years. ETR is great too, most of the time.
I mean, for Connie especially, I think that first Filipino title, if I remember right, was the first Filipino title in HD anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Which, to be able to say that in like 2023, I think it was, that's a crazy accolade to be able to pull out of nowhere. It's impressive. Yep. Anyways, that is Carnal from Connie. Next is Kid Thing. This is from Factory 25. This is another label I need to have on the channel. I've been trying to get them for a little bit. This is from the skewed minds of acclaimed filmmakers David and Nathan Zellner, who brought you Sasquatch Sunset and Kumiko the Treasure Hunter. This will be region free. You've got some short films on this. And when I say films, many, many short films are coming on this. You've also got a 28-page booklet with the Zeller brothers interview mashup. And yeah, this looks like a pretty solid release if you're into this film or the idea of this film. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy kids, right? Love watching them.
Usually, yeah.
Do a double feature with Lucas, which also needs an HD release.
It sure does.
Out of print Blu-ray. I want 4K Lucas.
This one we had heard about last month, but we got some details on Magnolia's release of Murder Party from 2007. This is the Jeremy Saulnier. This is Magnolia's first partner label release that they're doing, and they've got a lot of titles in their catalog. If they're going to start doing some older titles, they could do some special releases. This has a new interview with Jeremy Saulnier, new commentary with Simon Abrams, brand new transfer and upres of the original tape materials for this that was approved by the director. We've got the archival commentary with Jeremy Saulnier, Chris Sharp, and Macon Blair. There's a Making a Murder Party, how to make your own Brown Knight costume, outtakes, bloopers, trailer, and then a booklet with new writing by Kim Newman, of all people, talking about Murder Party.
Okay.
Say what you want to say.
No, I don't have an opinion. I guess we'll see what this is like.
It's a good movie. I definitely recommend it. Next is VHS Sit Fest or VH Shit Fest, putting out Night from 1996. This says Night lays bare the planning, botched execution, and grisly aftermath of an attack on a brood of lethal vampires. Leading the deadly pack is Anthony Gehring, once a rum runner, now a crack-dealing suburban bloodsucker. What a sentence. Night is a super unique and fun take on the vampire genre, shot exclusively in New York in the mid-90s and never officially released before. Only a handful of screener VHSs were ever given away and has been impossible to see until now. With a new transfer from the original master, VHS Hitfest could not be happier to awaken this lost film from its tomb. You've got an audio commentary with the director and Richard Cutler, one of the actors. New interview with Glenn Andrave. New interview with Richard Cutler. A trailer and a teaser trailer coming in this one. Have you gotten much from VHS Hitfest?
We got the Corn Shucker.
Did you watch that one yet?
No. Oh, you know what I loved, though? What was that one that was made in Missouri?
Oh,
the Ninja.
Yeah.
The Ninja movie. Justice Ninja style. That shit is awesome. And the special features on it are even better than the movie. So, yeah, I'm down with VH Hitfest. Justice Ninja style so far has been my favorite release. So, yeah, I'll check out Night. You know, nothing like Vampires in New York. I wonder if there's a better title than that.
Humboldt is leaving. Have a good night, Humboldt. Dallas says Night is huge. It's been stuck in my letterbox watch list forever. CGV TV 25. Out of all those new partner label releases, I would have thought Murder Party would have sold out first. I did too. I'm amazed that it hasn't. Silent Mandible says, wait, I'm missing a Saulnier film in my watch history. Yes, this is his debut. This last one, Murder Party.
Saulnier.
Next is a double feature, also from Connie. This is Plastic and Yamato.
A lot of double dips. Not a lot of double releases this month.
Yes, and I think that's how. What did Justin say? I think it was 30 movies are being released. Is how they said it this month. It's so much. Yamato, California. These are from 2023 and 2016, respectively. They both got extra features on them. We got an interview with Daisuke Miyazaki on Yamato, California in Yamato. Plastic on Tour, an extended Q&A in Sydney, Australia. Booklet with new writing by Alexander Fontaine Rousseau. Love the slip on this. Nice art. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Damn good month. A couple of these, like Connie has never had 2 releases in 1 month before, I think. This is the first time.
Yeah, and both of these look cool, you know.
Yeah. Next up, speaking of ETR, ETR Media releasing Power of Grayskull, the definitive history of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, which was previously, I believe, a Kickstarter title. And I don't know how people feel about that, where if you back a Kickstarter and they release it on Blu-ray through the Kickstarter, if it gets a different release later, if you feel hurt or something. I got a lot of comments, people saying they felt like they got kicked in the teeth by this coming out because they had backed the original Kickstarter. I don't know. I would want more people to see it, personally.
I mean, isn't that the point?
I mean, it is for me.
Well, you know, I was into He-Man as a kid. I had Castle Grayskull and stuff. I feel like I learned a lot about myself with characters like Ram Man and Man-at-Arms and He-Man, of course, and Man-E-Faces. But mostly Ram Man. I was a fan of Ram Man.
Oh, man.
And, you know, every now and then Tila would get into the mix and be like, oh, this is new.
Everybody wants you to talk about Fisto.
Yeah. And
Silent Mandible with the face.
And Beast Man and Whiplash, and I enjoyed, you know, it was kind of a screwed up adaptation, but I enjoyed the Courtney Cox Dolph Lundgren film, Masters of the Universe. I'm not sure how I feel about this. You know, we talked about nostalgia earlier. And I don't know if I want to see this or not.
I get that.
You know, like I haven't watched. There's that Netflix series about like the toys that made us.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it because like part of me is worried that the documentary won't do justice to my experience, or yeah, in some ways like cheapen my experience.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to learn something that's going to make me like despise myself.
Get that.
Ronnie's right. Like I want to see it, but I don't want to spend $30 on it. And I'm like thinking how much money I spent on He-Man toys growing up. And of course the cartoon. Oh my God. Talk about, you know, none of the Republicans aren't trying to censor He-Man. Seems like, you know, if you want to get into indoctrination, son, that's the one. I'm like looking at He-Man and being like, you know what? God damn, I'll get into that too.
Lots of bonus features on this release.
Lots of boner features is what it is. Listen, that show knew what it was doing. That's some S&M shit getting packaged for kids, and I'm all for it. I'm 100% in favor of homoerotic entertainment for young people. It's important for us to explore our complicated feelings. You know, that's why you have action figures. You know, you put your hand, you put your hands all over them, you touch them and whatnot. I had Ram Man. Let me tell you, I explored everything he was capable of. Tila 2.
Oh, God. All right. I think we're done with He-Man.
An Evil In.
All right. From Film Movement. This is so difficult. They are putting out Red Peony Gambler 1 through 3. This was a Eureka release recently, and now it is available here in the States. You've got new visual essay on 1 and 2 by Tokyo Scope author Patrick Macias. Video introduction to Red Peony 3 by the director Alex Cox, who did Repo Man. New audio commentary on Red Peony 3 by Chris Poggiali and John Charles. Booklet with a new essay by Mark Schilling in this one. If you don't have the Eureka, this seems like a pretty stand-up great U.S. release for this.
Yeah. Goes without saying. Grab it.
Film Movement does great work, too, by the way.
Grab Alex Cox's Peony.
Jeez. Will you? Oh my God. Anyways, next, got another classic. I'm still amazed that this is coming through OCN.
Oh yeah, dude, this is a good movie.
Film Movement putting out Philip Ridley's The Reflecting Skin from 1990 with the evocative slipcover. The hard part, unfortunately, if you have the old Blu-ray, I believe this is the same Blu-ray, but just put in a slipcover. It does say new essay by film writers Travis Crawford and Heather Heitch. I don't think that's new. I think that was in the old release on the Blu-ray that they did previously. I don't think this will be a new restoration. I don't think any of that will be different. Yeah, this is a big deal. I'm glad this one's been like hard to purchase even on Amazon for less than like $29. So if you're a subscriber or you're waiting to get this on sale, this is going to be good for a lot of people. A lot of people will be able to see this movie.
Great flick. You know, I just picked up his follow-up, The Passion of the Darkly Noon, because there was a little Arrow sale. Much of the same cast. Very interesting movie. Very provocative and troubling movie. I like it a lot.
Yep, this is a good one. Then IFC Films giving us a Blu-ray release of the Snowtown Murders from 2011. Love the slip on this. Goes well with the film, obviously. This has a brand new audio commentary with Simon Abrams, new visual essay by Sam Deegan, doing a lot of work. New booklet with writing by Alexandra Heller Nicholas, and then a bunch of archival stuff from the previous release. I know for a lot of people, this got a 101 Films Black Label release, I believe, in the UK. This had a previous US Blu-ray, but there are some new special features. So if you don't have it yet, this looks like a really great way to pick this up. Snowtown is a pretty rough movie for many people, but I like it. I think it's pretty good, and I think most people should watch it at least once. Next is Swallowed from Yellow Veil. This is from 2022. It says, follows two best friends on their final night together with a nightmare of drugs, bugs, and horrific intimacy. Yeah, that is the back of the slipcover. This has an introduction by the director, an interview with the director, interview with the actor Jose Colon, interview with the actor Cooper Koch. We've got two old archival commentaries. Lots coming on this. We've got a short film, another commentary on the short film with an essay by Elizabeth Purcell on this. And they made sure to let you know that in this book, in this slip, there's going to be a booklet with it's designed by Sister Hyde and has graphic sexual images. So Sister Hyde just coming all in on this one.
Phrasing.
On purpose. Yellow Veil does pretty great stuff. I'm excited for this. Sister Hyde, also one of the best artists for all these releases.
Yeah, man, been there.
We are still on OCN, and we started like 7 hours ago. As Will alluded to earlier, Zombie Child from 2019 getting a release. I've not been able to see this one. Tell us how you feel about this.
Yeah, pretty cool. I saw it on Amazon Prime, and it was, a zombie allegory, with Haitian characters. So obviously it brings in like the original cultural context of colonialism, capitalism, and culturally specific religion. And I thought it was pretty good. I don't want to spoil any of it. I think it's worth watching, so I just say that.
All right.
It's audacious and cunning.
It's got a commentary with the director on there as well, but that is it for the releases, or for the extras. Connie is releasing this vinyl release of Strolling Planet 74. If you order this, they come in green, orange, yellow, and blue, but the color is selected at random when you order it. So keep an eye out on that. I'm not sure. I wasn't going to call much attention to this, but I'm not sure if this was written by AI or something. The copy on this is wild. Go check out the page for this one.
It's all written by AI now.
Yay. And finally from OCN.
Oh my God. You know what? Somebody was asking earlier about doing stand-up. Well, I'm sure it's already been done. An AI stand-up set.
It probably has. Oh, no, it definitely has. They did the George Carlin thing.
Oh, that's desecration.
Yeah. This is probably the biggest, not most important, but one of the bigger announcements of ones that people have been clamoring for quite some time. Melusine. A lot of people forget that exists because they're not listed on the Vinegar Syndrome site anymore. They are putting out a 4K release of Through the Looking Glass from 1976, not the Looking Ass.
That too.
I want to point out that this was wished for by Erica in like the second or third issue of the Physical Media Advocate, and here it is, less than a year later.
Nice.
I think it was Erica that did it. This is getting a gorgeous looking release. These crazy Melusine releases that go all out are.
I hope so. Otherwise, she's gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about, Ryan?"
It was her or Troy Howard, one of the two.
Oh yeah, one of the two. Like either her or a completely
sure
different person.
Anyways, this is like one of the more important hardcore titles that people have been after. This is going to be a 2-disc set, a 4K disc, and a Blu-ray disc. New commentary by Jonas Middleton, moderated by Ashley West on this. We've got the original trailer, deleted scenes, alternate unfiltered hell sequence from this, locations featurette. Jonas Middleton's first feature, Cherry Blossom from 1972, is on this as well, plus the original trailer for Cherry Blossom. An archival video interview with Jonas Middleton, courtesy of the Rialto Report, and then an audio interview from the Rialto Report as well. These Melusine releases are pristine. They are always incredible.
Yeah. At least at first. I gotta say, a film's a film, so I'm not casting aspersions, but when it comes to locations, a location retrospective, that's really funny to me. Like, yeah, we fucked in this Waffle House, It used to be a different kind. It used to be like a bar or something. We went, yeah.
We fucked in this Waffle House is got to be one of the best quotes on the show ever.
I'm just saying, do the location retrospective for a porno. That's really funny.
Have you seen this before?
It's like, how the Grand Guignol Theater is now a nunnery. You know what I mean? Like, yes. you go locate, you do a retrospective location shoot for a porno. It's like, oh, you see this Montessori preschool? I came all over it.
Oh, Will. You're still going.
Me and Amber Lynn. You see that classroom where all those kids are? Okay. I'm sorry. That's funny. It's a TD bank now. That's funny.
All right.
Oh,
That
no,
is-
I haven't. But wow, the packaging. You know, holy cow.
After all that, you say, wow, the packaging.
And either Erica or some dude really wanted to see this get made. So,
No, I'm pretty sure it was Erica.
pretty sure, yeah.
Will, you literally have the quote tonight saying, we fucked in a Waffle House and you're making fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. I love you, dude.
That's not what I heard. Next up, John Wick get its 73rd release, something like that. Lionsgate doing this as part of the Titans of Cult collection in the U.S., which I don't think any of the Titans of Cult releases have come out in the U.S. prior. You can pre-order this on Amazon now, and I think Orbit had it up for pre-order, if I remember right. This is one of those steelbook companies. They put out like a couple trinkets with every release. Comes in a plastic thing, like little holder. They all look the same. However, these things are like $70.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Look, all power to John Wick. Amazing. Whatever. Titans of Cult? This movie made $200 million. That's not a cult. That's
only
not cult.
200 million?
Right. Well, that's my point. It's not a cult movie. This is a huge mainstream hit. Bill Simmons talks about it. If Bill Simmons talks about a movie, it's not a cult movie. It is an extremely mainstream dude bro movie. And that's fine. No shade on Bill Simmons. I'm just saying this is not the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is John Wick. This is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. This is not a cult film.
What is hilarious is all of the Titans of Cult releases are all major mainstream films.
Right. It's like those people who are like, oh yeah, Star Wars is a cult film. No, Star Wars fans form a cult. It's not a cult film.
Anyways, Godzilla -1 is getting a 4K Steelbook release in the UK from All the Anime. This is coming on December 2nd. This is the first time that they've said the discs are going to have English subtitles on the features, I believe. That is listed specifically on this one. It's a 3-disc release. You can pick this up. This sold very quickly from a lot of places, but Brother Belial in the U.S. still had it, and you could still order it directly. But places like Amazon and Zavi and a couple others sold out literally like within an hour or two. Big deal.
I haven't seen it yet, and I'm sad about it. I wanted to see it in theaters, but
I still haven't either. I need to.
I don't really understand the title. I guess the movie will explain it.
I hope so.
Like, I want to call it Godzilla.
Legends of the Fall from 1994 getting a 4K release on December 3rd from Sony. This will have a 4K restoration from the OCN with Dolby Vision on the disc, and that's a good thing from Sony, so they're not doing it on a Steelbook release to put Dolby Vision on in a year or something. The classic Brad Pitt film from 94. How do you feel about this one, Will?
Well, this cover art just goes to show that AI will never be able to replace Photoshop as an artistic medium.
What's wrong with it?
That's what I'm saying. Photoshop is grandiose. I can't say I've seen this one. I remember when it came out, and I was like, I'm already pretty comfortable with who I am.
That looks like RoboPit. Yeah, I know a lot of people that love this movie. This one is not for me. I've always found this to be supremely boring. Going to the next one.
That cover art looks like Anthony Hopkins is about to have a couple dudes over for dinner, if you know what I mean.
And yet it looks a hell of a lot better than this cover November 19th, you get a 4K Steelbook, 4K standard, Blu-ray and DVD of Beetlejuice. And this is their choice for the 4K cover art.
But if you say Beetlejuice one more time, it morphs into something more attractive.
Beetlejuice. It didn't work.
Damn.
This one will have an audio commentary by Tim Burton on there. Making a Beetlejuice. The Ghost with the Most Beetlejuice returns. Meet the Deets, Handbook for the Recently Deceased, a whole bunch of other featurettes. They're kind of putting a lot on here, surprisingly. The Steelbook looks decent. This cover art, though, for the 4K is appalling. The Blu-ray cover art is just the one sheet, and it looks a hell of a lot better than this. This looks bad.
What's that look like?
It's just the regular poster. It's like the float. It's kind of similar to the previous Beetlejuice poster, actually.
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Terry says it looks like the Mylar the theater would have used to guide folks to the correct auditorium. Oh, man. Next one is another studio movie, Twisters, getting its release on October 22nd. You can get the standard 4K like this, or this 4K Steelbook that was a Walmart exclusive, or the Blu-ray. This will have Dolby Vision and HDR on the disc, Dolby Atmos. Lee Isaac Chung, the director, does a commentary on this with gag reel and deleted scenes. Some featurettes on this, and this looks... Go ahead, Will.
No, man, I'm like, geez, I need to get to Walmart quick. Get that alternate cover.
The sad thing is, the Steelbook has been sold out for months from Walmart.
Wow. You know, I haven't seen the original, so I don't feel I can watch the sequel.
You haven't seen the original? Wow.
We talked about this on the. You were like shocked to the. You had a violent reaction several months ago when I said I hadn't seen Twister, and I was like, "Why would I have seen Twister?" I still don't understand what was shocking about it. But
I love what Sibner is pointing out. They look all shocked and they're looking up, and the tornado is behind them on the cover.
Right. It's like I feel you feel like Jamie not Gillis, the other Jamie.
Jamie not Gillis.
From Scream, you know, where he's like
Kennedy.
Jamie Kennedy, right? Very different Jamie. Less pedigree.
This is like the only show on YouTube where Jamie not Gillis is genuinely like an expected phrase and hilarious.
And it's hilarious you came up with the right Jamie. You get it, right? Like Jamie. Well, actually, both of them would say, "Look behind you," for different reasons.
Oh my God, Jamie not Gillis.
Ronnie points out that Mara Turney is in Twisters. Are you serious? Is she really in it?
She's great in it too. Yeah.
Is she in it a lot?
No. Like less than 10 minutes.
Well, I just watched News Radio again then.
Sibner is saying, is she disappearing into the wheat field? Oh my gosh. Oh no, she's just that thin. It's just the way that she's standing.
Her ED is so pronounced that she is melted into the wheat field.
No, it's just not a great cover. Oh, that was
well, Twisters, okay.
Hey, Strange Darling, I mentioned we'd be talking about this one again. This is getting a Blu-ray release, Blu-ray and DVD from Magenta Light Studios. This is a brand new company putting this out. And the reason they're doing it, they're the ones that produced the film. So it makes sense that they would be releasing this. And this is coming in the U.S. on November 5th. However, as you can see in my post here,
I like it. Wait, did you write this or did the filmmakers write this?
What
you're about to say?
The note?
Yeah.
No, I wrote that.
Nice.
I while you can pre-order this, this was shot on film and is a beautiful movie. Highly recommend you check out the 4K that's coming out from Icon Film in the UK. You can pre-order it from Amazon in UK, or you can get it from Orbit, who has had it up for a while. It's like $31, something like that. Great movie. I interviewed the director on the channel. I think this is one of my favorites of the year. It's a beautifully shot movie.
It's amazing, man. You get everybody on here. It's crazy. It'd be funny though if the director gets all the royalties from this edition, and you're like sending everybody over to the UK release, and he's like, "No, man, no."
That's hilarious.
All right.
I think he would understand. He loves physical media too.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of the loving physical media, I know Will's excited to talk about this. The Talk of the Town from 1942, getting a 4K from Sony on December 3rd. We have a new commentary with the author Marilyn Ann Moss on this. Talk of the Town, Will.
Oh, super fun movie. And another example, I had there's this Cary Grant box set with Holiday, Only Angels Have Wings, Talk of the Town, His Girl Friday, and The Awful Truth. Talk of the Town is the last one of that set to make it to HD, and I'm glad it's going straight to 4K. Super funny movie. What do you want me to say? This is one of the great screwball comedies. If you like jokes about casual sexism, then this show and this movie are for you.
I am rather surprised this is getting a 4K, making this leap, but Sony, again...
it's George Stevens, dude. That dude knew where to point a camera.
Of course. Not that it's not going to look gorgeous. Just like any other studio would not have done that for this title.
Right.
Really, again, like I know it feels weird to heap praise on a studio. Sony is doing it right. A lot of their titles are... I mean, look at what they just did recently with the random 21 film collection or whatever they just did. They are doing what they can to preserve as much of this in the highest quality possible. I can't say anything bad about it.
You know that Concrete Blonde song, Joey?
Probably.
Where it's like, Joey, baby, I've got your money. I do that with Sony.
That works out.
And it's about this awful alcoholic who's been like abusing his wife. And she's like, I still love you, and I'm trying to support you. And I feel that way about the studios.
Oh, man. Let's get into one of the most exciting announcements of the last 24 hours.
I mean, depending on who you are.
Yeah. TerraVision was out at Beyond Fest as well. They just showed a brand new restoration of Melvin Goes to Dinner, the Bob Odenkirk film. They are going to be releasing that on the Graveface line here in the next year or so. But the next film that they were unveiling, this was a secret screening, and it turned out to be Rumpelstiltskin from 1995. This is a film that has been on a lot of people's wish lists for films that they were just dying to get on HD for cult horror fans. And this is making the leap all the way to 4K. It is a brand new UHD. It's got a full HDR color grade, everything. This is going to be right now. You can pre-order this, the $45 version. We're going to talk about two different bundles. This one is $45, and it's got a rigid box with art by Ghoulish Gary Pullen, slipcover by Chloe, Ryan Graveface's wife, UHD and 4K UHD and Blu-ray disc of Rumpelstiltskin, a booklet with writing from all kinds of people. We've got from the writer-director Mark Jones, the composer Charles Bernstein, Dr. Jack Zipes, professor emeritus at the University of Minnesota, Alexandra Heller-Nicholas, Erica Schultz from the chat, Yasmina Katita, Graham Skipper, myself, and an archival written interview with Mark Jones from John Campopiano from Fangoria.com.
That's amazing. So stoked that you've got an essay in there. Let me gently push back. Slipcover by artist Chloe Manon, who is married to Ryan Grayface.
Yes.
Yeah. Great lineup of writers in the booklet, though. And a perfectly bound booklet. You know, so many boutique labels put out imperfectly bound booklets. And what excites me about this release is that the booklet is guaranteed to be perfectly bound.
Silent Mandible says, this gives Leprechaun vibes. How similar is it? Funny enough, it's the same director. I personally think this is the better movie. I have always preferred this slightly to Leprechaun.
Much richer backstory.
For sure. This will also have a CD of the Rumpelstiltskin score, an 11x17 poster, and a 4x6 postcard. And that's not even starting to get onto the special features. We have commentary with Mark Jones, Michael Prescott, a making of with a bunch of people associated with the film. We've got Remembering Rumpel, that's 27 minutes long, never before seen behind-the-scenes raw home movie footage shot on VHS from the set. That's an hour and a half long. Baking with Casey Hansen, the homicidal homemaker, Rumpelstiltskin edition, a 17-minute photo gallery, and then a trailer and newly created subs. And what was really cool this morning, if you've ever seen the movie, you know that his name is special. To be able to access the pre-order, you literally had to type in his name.
Dude, I got to say something about that. I have to say, I thought it was so funny that TerraVision was like, you know how we can sell a bunch of units? Make it hard to get to the website. Because that shit's case sensitive and everything. Like, it took me 3 tries to get it. Like, first I had the lowercase r and then I spelled it LE by mistake, and then like by the time I got in, I was like, God damn it, I'm not buying this anymore. I'm pissed off.
Yeah, I got lots of comments when I posted this, people saying that the website was down. There's probably some that I could show on here. It's pretty hilarious.
It's a brilliant idea that just it's like one of those too smart for your own good ideas, you know.
Well, let's talk about the other bundle. This bundle is $80.
Oh, looks
and
good.
It's got all of the same things we just talked about, and then on top of that, it's got a ride or die bumper sticker, Rumpelstiltskin branded sunglasses, Rumpy baby bib, Rumpelstiltskin bookmark, and a T-shirt that says "fucketh me."
Yeah, so everybody needs to weave your hair into gold so that you can purchase this bundle.
You know what's funny, Will? We've been doing this for 3.5 hours, and we still have 12 announcements after this.
Oh, but it's all like the Sandpiper.
Everybody wants to talk about Sandpiper, actually.
Well, it'll be quick.
Well, Matthew says $80. It better come with a $5 set of enamel pins. This is a lot of shit for $80.
Yeah, a lot of shit. Yeah. Hey, don't forget you get a bib. No, man, this is awesome. I love TerraVision. Look at all this cool stuff. You know, who wouldn't want to walk into work one day with a "fucketh me" shirt on?
I wear stuff like that to my job. Silent Mandible, is there a standard version? Not yet, but there will be in a few months for sure.
Now, you know, we've been talking about this for a long time. It's amazing that Rumpelstiltskin is getting this kind of release. So I'm super excited about it. I love the unorthodox release. So take my jokes in the spirit that they're intended.
Ronnie says, I love it when Will gets overtired and punchy, and we are at that moment of the show.
Oh, that was like 6 o'clock. I don't
All
think
right.
I haven't been this tired in my life. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Let's talk about this movie.
Let's talk about Sandpiper for a minute. So these are all going to be coming in December. We're going to talk about the titles real quick, and then we're going to talk about Sandpiper as a whole. First one, 1966's Cast a Giant Shadow with John Wayne, Frank Sinatra, Kirk Douglas. Hit us with what you want to say there, Will.
You already did it. Don't forget Angie Dickinson, Yul Brynner. Freaking Michael Douglas is in it. Kirk's got his little boy in here.
Oh man.
Look, this is great, and it's important as well. I mean, this is a film about and it makes connections between, you know, the liberation of the concentration camps and the formation of Israel. Like this, you watch this movie and you'll have like new perspectives on what's happening now. Not necessarily correct ones, but you'll understand a little bit why certain propagandistic ideas have spread the way they have. This is an important film historically, not just because of the pedigree of the actors, but because of the history that this is mythologizing. Yeah, this is a big time release in my opinion, and it's almost appropriate that there's no commentary or special features, you know, because you know, given the context of today, it's the kind of mythology that needs to be interrogated, you know, by people individually.
Well, and this did have a Kino release prior, which also had no special features. That Kino release has been out of print for quite some time, and that is the Sandpiper way of going about this. Most of the time, they are just putting out stuff that is out of print on Blu-ray. But we'll talk about that more in just a minute. Next one is Bakshi's Heavy Traffic from 1973. An underground cartoonist contends with life in the inner city where various unsavory characters serve as an inspiration for his art.
Another one that hasn't been released in any other context that I'm aware of, right?
Let me see.
Another release?
Yeah, this came out on Blu-ray from Shout in 2013, but this has been going for like $90.
Oh, okay. So this is sweet, you know, Bakshi. I have no comment. Interesting.
All right.
Interesting. Yeah. Would like to see. Don't necessarily need to own. Oh, I didn't know Bill Hader was in this.
The Land That Time Forgot from 1974 is the next one. This one has been talked about many times.
Bill Hader is Alan Alda in The Land That Time Forgot. Jeez. Really interesting set you got here.
This is another one that had a Kino Blu-ray that has been out of print. And yeah, glad this is coming back out. Next up is Mulholland Falls from 1996 with...
You're just trying to get through, aren't you? You're tired.
No, I mean, there's not much to say about Sandpiper till the end when we shit on him.
Well, I have no reason to do that.
Well, we'll talk about it then. Mulholland Falls with Nick Nolte, Jennifer Connelly, Michael Madsen, Chris Penn, Treat Williams, John Malkovich, Kyle Chandler.
Again, good thing we're keeping AI away from cover design, because look at this artistic triumph that is Mulholland Falls cover art. Photoshop, mwah, chef kiss, could not do better. I look at this cover art and I think, wow, what a movie this must be.
This also had a Kino Blu-ray that this is going for $70 on Amazon right now.
Bunch of dudes in hats, and look at that lady.
Oh,
on to another incredible Photoshop design. Good thing we're employing human artists. Wow.
Why did you do this one for us then?
Dead or Alive's new album, The Pope of Greenwich Village.
Anyways, this was also released by Shout Factory years ago. It's been out of print. This was on a double feature with something, I think. This one is from 1984 with Mickey Rourke, Daryl Hannah, M. Emmett Walsh, Geraldine Page, and more. Like
This
Eric
is what
Roberts.
Geffen thought they were getting when they signed Nirvana. But unfortunately, it turned out to be a little different. This Mickey Rourke and the Pope of Greenwich. Hey, it was a decent movie.
Yes. Let's keep going because the art does not get better. River's Edge from 1986. This one's slightly better, I guess.
I mean, that's basically the poster art.
Right.
One of my favorite movies.
With Crispin Glover, Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, Daniel Roebuck. Yeah, this one had a previous release, been out of print.
Crispin Glover is so great in this movie. Like every line in this movie that Crispin Glover says is quotable forever. My favorite being, just that. I love River's Edge. Great movie.
Two more from Sandpiper, and they are the ones that people were most up in arms about.
Why?
First is Sleepaway Camp 2. And of course, the third one, Sleepaway Camp 3. Yeah. These are all coming in December. So here's the deal. Sandpiper. They very clearly are people that used to work at Olive Films. From everything that we can find online, they are from the same part of the country. They use the same font. They use the same faded color palette. Everything about this is Olive Films. They had to change their name and business for some reason, but this is what Olive Films has done, is they have morphed into Sandpiper. Now, Sandpiper has no online presence. There's no social media. There's no website. There's no anything. They are just a company that sells on Amazon and is distributed. You can buy them at like Orbit, Atomic, Diabolic, everybody, but they have no online presence. It is very, very weird. On top of that, they don't do anything for their discs. They don't license new extras. They don't do restorations. They do not do anything. They license a studio transfer, and that is it. Now, the hard part, they don't seem to be on sale ever either. So when these come out, they're like 23 to 25, somewhere around there. And they tend to stick around that price. You're not going to find them for much more than that. Orbit and stuff might be able to sell it for a couple dollars cheaper based on their wholesale prices and whatnot. But they're not going to be super cheap. And you're getting a pretty lackluster product for these. Now, people have been clamoring to get Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 because they went out of print fairly early from Shout Factory. Kino Lorber had the license for a while. And then these were titles that people were wanting to come back out in print. Scream Factory didn't even try to get them back because they said that these sold slowly. And now everybody wants them, of course. There's no way these are getting a 4K release in the U.S. anytime soon. It would have to be after this contract is over. I could see somebody in the UK potentially doing it, but they would have to pay for the restorations themselves. And so I don't really see that happening. Yeah.
It's almost like all they care about is making sure people can get the movies.
Yeah.
What assholes.
Yeah, kind of. Wait. Sibner wants to point out this amazing joke. He says, so all of his cat disking us. That's a pretty good joke. Joel says they pop up to Hamilton books from time to time. I've not seen that. Good to know.
Little sand dunes at Hamilton Books.
Yeah, I would love to see these get better releases. Time will tell.
Well, I mean, the restorations obviously they're not doing restorations, but the transfers they're getting are the best available, or what's the deal? Like how do they look?
I mean, these will probably look the same as the Shout discs that came out years ago.
Okay, I have
but
those.
It won't have any of the special features from the Shout discs either.
I have several Sandpiper Woody Allen movies, and they look terrific and suck, but that's because of Woody Allen.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you don't have Sleepaway Camp 2 or 3, then here you go.
Exactly. It's a good reason to have the movie. Nothing wrong with that.
Both movies are fun.
All right. We got some weird ones left, so let's go through these kind of quickly. Speaking of Shout, they are launching what they're calling the Physical Forever Club. It is basically a loyalty membership where if you sign up, you get 3% cash back to get store credits, not actually cash back. You have to 3%. Buy stuff with it. Yeah, so out of every dollar you spend, you get 3 pennies.
That's me be better off writing reviews for the Vinegar Syndrome website.
50 cents?
75 cents with a picture.
On top of that, they're saying that there's going to be exclusive member-only discounts and offers on a special day during the year that they're calling Member Day. You can get early access to new product releases before everyone else. Never run the risk of something being sold out. There's also this weird thing where if you go log into this...
Wait, so you can get your $125 copy of RoboCop 2 with a poster and some art cards before, like 2 days before everybody else?
Possibly, yeah. The odd thing, if you sign in, it looks like they're going to maybe be doing paid tiers for this later.
Oh, like a Scream Factory Patreon?
Sort of. But like Sibner was speculating with me, what if they start releasing these website exclusives that they've done, and they only sell it to members? Or paid members, and so to get access to one of these, you have to be, you have to be paying them to be able to get it.
That seems exploitive.
Yeah, it could be. Not saying that's happening yet, just that it could be. We got a couple from Sam Hell. We've talked about these once or twice. First one is Green Hell. This is genuinely a rated X film. It's one of those.
That's the Republicans' view of sustainable energy.
You can pre-order this now from the website, and the first 75 orders get a signed copy and a free poster. And if you want to save on shipping, you can also pre-order Love Dump.
Oh yeah, I tried that once. Not really my kink.
This is again another adult-only film. You can also get a poster for this and a signed copy if you pre-order now. And then the last thing, TerrorVision. I missed this when this was up on the website. They're working with Paramount Scares to put out a VHS copy of Rumpelstiltskin as well. And like the Paramount Scares 4K sets that have been coming out, this has the Paramount Scares logo all over this. They are working with Paramount specifically as part of that, the whole brand that they're doing, Paramount Scares over there.
I'm so glad that TerrorVision has this relationship with Paramount. I cannot wait for their bundle release of Frasier.
You say that, and then what if they're actually working on that, Will?
Dude. Because what they'll do is like bundle it with some actual eggs.
I was about to say it.
It's like,
oh, man.
It's like you buy it with some salad and eggs, and of course, shipping gets delayed, and by the time it gets to you, it's just like a puddle.
Yeah. Coming out next week, as we always do, A Quiet Place Day 1, so Will can finally see the third one. Maxine 4K coming out to finalize that triplicate that's been out so far. I Walked with the Zombie and the Seventh Victim from Criterion, Arcane Season 1, Sleepy Hollow 4K Steelbook, Devil from Scream Factory, Kinds of Kindness from 20th Century Fox, Exuma 4K from Wellgo USA, which I need to see. I've heard this is incredible. Friday Night Lights 4K from Sony, Robot Dreams, another one that I definitely need to see. Late Night with the Devil coming from RLJE Films. Las Vegas, the complete series. Thelma getting released last week, which where Will and I were in LA with Nathaniel Thompson. Supposedly the scene of her on the little rascal was filmed there where we were. Five Nights at Freddy's 4K Steelbook, Convent 4K from Synapse, Strangers 4K Steelbook. Everybody wants Harold and the Purple Crown, right? Right in a Women's Prison from Raro Video, Suicide Room from Altered Innocence, Facets of Love from 88 Films, and those Tribeca titles like The Roving Woman that we talked about. Any of these that you already got coming or already are planning on getting there, Will?
Monsieur Vincent. Obviously, I Walked with the Zombie and Seventh Victim.
It's a must.
Sleepy Hollow, I think, is the last Tim Burton movie that I enjoyed. It's not the last. I mean, Sleepy Hollow is not great, but it looks good, and I think I'd be interested in upgrading. I think that's about it. I feel like, can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
I feel like there was something else in there that spurred a reaction. The Convent. Yeah, Killers and Convent I'd like to check out again. I've seen the Convent once on DVD back in the very beginning. It was like one of the first Netflix DVDs I ever saw. And so I would like to check that out again. And I've never seen Killers, so I'm interested in that. Get Out and Us I already have, but I don't have them 4K. So it was funny. I was just talking about Get Out today because I'm teaching at NCA&T, which is the oldest historically black university in North Carolina, and so we were getting into I'm teaching a media history class, so we're getting into the history of cinema, and I start out by asking people, how do you watch movies? What kind of movies do you watch? What are your favorite movies? And of course, Get Out comes. Right. And so I say, yeah, I remember seeing Get Out in the theater, and being like, yeah, because the demographic was similar to my classroom, and I got a pretty good laugh out of that from the students for that. So that was fun. So those are some good releases coming out this week.
Question from Barry: is there order stacking with Vinegar Syndrome this month with the daily special? Sorry if you already talked about it. Vinegar Syndrome has actually instituted order stacking to always be in effect every month. So you don't need to ask that anymore. If you order something on the first, if your order isn't shipped yet, you can order and still get free shipping with it. So yes, you are good. All right. How do you feel about Mr. Toby Hooper there, Will?
Touche, Mr. Simna. And that was actually the joke that was made. Some students mentioned that. Toby Hooper. October 11th is the 50th anniversary of the theatrical release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so I hope that you all will pay attention to your socials, because a very special production on the celebrating the history of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Toby Hooper's filmography will be coming out, including a new interview with Joe Bob Briggs. Some of you may have seen posted on the socials a still from a new interview I did with Joe Bob Briggs, remote. He was broadcasting from the set of Bloody Summer Camp 2, which he was
It
filming.
was so funny to hear him talk about that.
Felissa Rose and Darcy and the Mail Girl. He very kindly did the interview just before he was about to go to Vegas for the Jamboree. So that's really cool. We have interviews in the documentary from many of the contributors to American Twilight, the Cinema of Tobe Hooper book, which I co-edited with Christopher Wifter, and which has just come out on paperback. So it's in part like, a reminder of the book, and in part a celebration of Tobe Hooper's legacy, and in part a new documentary that includes some thoughts and insights on Hooper's work that have not been broadcast before. So I hope you all check it out. It's going to be released on social media October the 11th, and hopefully we'll find a long life. Is that good?
That is good. I think that people are going to love this video and definitely need to check it out if you like anything surrounding Tobe Hooper, or right now everybody's talking about Texas Chainsaw again because of the anniversary, and there's new documentaries and releases and all that fun stuff. If you're interested in any of that, you will find something to appreciate in this video. A lot of work has gone into it.
And let me tell you, Rock Chudson is the editor on this video, and
John Daly, Rock Chudson.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't want to call him out. I didn't know if he wanted to be identified by his real name.
He does.
Rock Chudson is the editor on this documentary. John Daly. This guy, super talented. Wait till you see it. I'm so impressed with his work. And I forgot when you said, "Hey, what'd you do in September?" Me and John Daly went to see a screening at the Alamo Drafthouse Raleigh of Cockfighter, and Kayla Janice was there giving a introduction, and so we got to say hello to her. Bill Ackerman was there. He was talking to somebody else, so I just went up and said, "Hey, I'm Will. Nice to meet you." And he's like, "Oh, okay." But I did get to shake his hand. But Kayla Janice was so cool. It was nice to meet her in person. And we got to see Cockfighter, which is Monty Hellman's best movie, no doubt. Yeah. So this new documentary feature about the legacy of Tobe Hooper's career, the legacy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, will be coming out at the end of next week. And it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. A lot of it's exciting. I'm really excited for people to see this video. It is really well done.
Yeah.
We got a question I'm going to ask before we call it a night. Pulp is saying, I talked about Delirium before being down to 1,500 copies last time. I don't remember saying that, but I must have. But I can show you something. So when you are using Chrome and you are looking at the Vinegar Syndrome website, let me get it up on the channel here. You can right click and click down on View Page Source in Google Chrome. There's probably a way to do this in other browsers as well. This is just what I use. And when you click on View Page Source, this is what comes up. It looks like a bunch of code. And when you...
What the hell is happening right now?
Hold on. Watch. There's a reason. You see this come up. This is the page source coding. And if you hit Control F to find and you type in inventory, it will give you a list. Like I'm showing that there's 13 in here. And if you click through until you see the one that gets down to this, it shows you the inventory quantity is 1,039 in stock.
But doesn't it show you on the main page?
Only if it gets below 1,000.
Oh, this is how to see if it's above 1,000.
Yes.
You are such a nerd, dude.
Yes. This is definitely useful if you're looking to see how fast something is selling, or if you are trying to keep tabs on something that could sell out quickly or what have you, and it doesn't show the inventory. And this does work on some other sites too. It's not just Vinegar Syndrome.
So you know how to work computers in a way that could take over the world. And this is what you do. You're like, I'm going to look behind the scenes to see how many copies of Delirium are left.
It's an important thing.
Well, it is a good movie.
Yeah.
You want the slip. But
yes, that is how you do it.
It was funny. I got a text from a former student who lives in Asheville. And she was like, I remember in your ethics class, you showed the end of Escape from LA where Snake Plissken turns off the electrical grid. And you use that to start a conversation about like, all right, what happens? And then she was like, and now I know.
Oh, man.
I was like, how many people have you eaten, Yellow Jacket? You know? Shit.
On that note, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. I know it was an extra long show. We had a whole lot of stuff to cover tonight. This has been fun and interesting and hilarious.
I feel like you had to search for that. It didn't just immediately come to your lips. You're like, what should I say about this show? Fun. All right.
It's a good point. Next Thursday night is speaking of Vinegar Syndrome, the old Mr. Vincent on YouTube, Mr. Aaron Pinn will be our esteemed guest next Thursday.
Oh, vintage.
All the way from Africa. I believe he's still in Morocco at the moment. Have not had him on in a long time, so eager to be able to hang out with him. We're going to be talking about some horror stuff all month long on Reconnected. Interview going up next Monday and the following Monday and the Monday after that. We are back in it full time as much as we can be. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out all the time. Will, thanks for being here for 4 hours.
Yeah, just hanging out in Morocco, eh? You know, no big deal.
On that note, we'll see you next week. And if you're interested in hanging out like this 24/7, check out the link for the Patreon in the description below. We'll see you all next Thursday. Have a good one. Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share with someone else that may appreciate this.
Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Dev Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of Someone's Favorite Production Podcast Network. We hope to see you online.
Thank you for listening. To hear more shows from the Someone's Favorite Productions Podcast Network, please select the link in the description